Fellowship, The Deeps. Season 1, Episode 1. We're in May 2019, and this is Tyler. So Tyler, go.
Okay, so we're playing Fellowship. I am playing the Overlord, Grand Architect Zane, and to my left we have X playing Y.
I'm Peter. I'm playing Architect Juno Alderon, the heir.
Mark playing Prover Iceclaw, the dwarf.
Devin playing Goblin King, the orc.
And Nicole playing Marilla, the rain.
What's your name?
Marilla.
Marilla.
Oh my god.
Marilla, the rain people.
It's one of those days.
It's a very slow day today, guys.
Okay, so we start off. You guys are all aboard your ship. Your ship is called the Zephyr.
Yeah, the Zephyr.
Yeah, the Zephyr. Why don't you describe it for us?
Okay, so Zephyr is a small, light ship. It's just pull up what characteristic would we give for it. It's a fancy, old-fashioned ship. It's got a wide mainsail and so on. Pretty much like if you guys have seen Pirates of Blackwater, that's the small main ship of the protagonist sort of style. Yeah, it's red lacquer on the sides. It's pretty fresh still. Big sails, and it's quite fancy.
Okay, so you guys are in that. You're skimming along the water. You're out. You're out in sort of like the deeper part of the ocean. You're on your way to the island of Aoxel because you believe that is where one of the sources of power of the original builders is located. That the Grand Architect seeks to destroy because he wants to take down the wall that surrounds your guys' habitat, which has existed for centuries and centuries, and is the duty of the builders to protect, because it keeps the magic within the land. But the Grand Architect has gone on a crusade, stating that the wall is itself actually a prison, and it's keeping the people from reaching their greatness and going out and exploring and encountering all the riches that the world has to offer. And he's got a lot of support on the various islands for this. But in order to destroy the wall, he needs to destroy all of the anchors, which are great monolithic feats of engineering that are infused with arcane energy. And one of these anchors is on Aoxel. So you guys are heading towards there. It's a fairly bright day. The sun is dappling on the ocean. It's clear. You can see various islands off in the distance, because even in the deeper waters of this setting, you're usually never too far away from land. There's often reefs and other islands scattered about. So you can see some of those out on the horizon. What are you guys doing as you travel in your ship? What's each of your roles?
Well, you've just described the sun shining bright, salt spray, roaring. So naturally, Prover finds it disgusting.
Yeah.
So it's not nearly cold, wet, or foggy enough for him. So he is currently in the underdecks, where he is maintaining some of the ship's stores, making sure. He's the engineer, so he's whatever weird thing that powers this ship, be it a steam engine or a magical tiller or something. He is maintaining those and working in his workshop.
What is it?
It's a good question. I'm actually kind of wondering.
I actually thought that it was a sailing ship, so I don't know.
So I guess he would be, in that case...
But I don't think it is a sailing ship.
What's our engine stat?
Let's see. What's our engine stat? We've got engine stat +1.
So, if you're the engineer, why don't you tell us?
Okay, it runs on a engine that can burn either... that burns coal or alcohol. Though significantly cleaner than you'd expect for such a ship, because it's basically based on builder ancient magic tech. Prover doesn't quite understand. He could never build that part of it in a million years, but he does know coal and the basic internal combustion engines, such as they use.
So does it burn clean, or do you put up a little cloud of smoke as you guys go along?
It probably puts out dramatic clean smoke out the back or whatever, or up to you. It's
Yeah,
kind of
probably
your
nice,
ship.
white clouds or they're coming out of it like steam and such.
I'm just imagining like fucking belching smog and like lead-based chaff.
Maybe in another game.
And
We'll play
goes
Captain
off
Planet Villains.
cologne for ships. No, yeah, and so he's just underneath making sure the engines are running, all his stills are operating normally. No woodworm or anything like that.
And the rest of you?
I'm, I guess, steering the ship because I'm the pilot.
Apparently.
You got a cool
Yeah.
pilot hat.
I'm just gonna say that this makes sense that I'm the pilot.
I mean, you know the waters.
Yeah. So that's what I'm not. I'm pretty busy.
Okay.
Someone has to steer the boat.
Devin, what do you do?
Goblin King is moving across the ship, making sure people are, taking care of what they're taking care of. I'm the comms officer, it would seem, so that just means I'm managing and organizing.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that there's a bunch of the nondescript crew, a good portion of them, if not most of the crew.
Do you guys have crew? Who's with you on the ship?
Crew at 0, which means we have maybe a single person working there.
We don't have crew. We have the companions we brought. Oh, someone brought companions. So the two other people on the ship, other than us, the party, is my horse-sized wolf. That's trait says that it's cruel. And Lil, a goblin that's slightly smaller than I am.
I mean, don't worry. I also have a warhorse.
Keep the varg and the warhorse away from me.
How do you guys handle the horse and the warg when you're traveling? Is there like a little stable built into the ship?
I mean, one of the traits of our ship is living quarters. I mean, everyone can live here comfortably, including some guest rooms. So I think we do have 2 stables out there.
I mean, the varg
Separate.
sleeps in my room.
Sure.
And what do you do on the ship?
Well, I'm the captain, so I guess I'm going over the maps and figuring out which way we should be going, which may be the favorable winds for us.
Okay. So as you guys are all tending to your tasks, you're all pretty busy, so you're very focused on what you're doing. But while you're piloting the ship, because you're also watching the water and keeping an eye out for that, you start to notice that there are silvery forms that are coming up next to the ship and undulating and moving along next to it. Almost like dolphins, but not dolphins.
If you hadn't said not dolphins, I was gonna go, oh, dolphins!
I was thinking tentacles going up already.
Yeah. They're a little too far down to get a good look at, but they are starting to come progressively closer to the surface.
Hey, Lil!
Lil perks up from I don't know, somewhere. So I guess I have to describe what goblins look like. So goblin is a catch-all term, as I'm sure we covered in the intro, for a variety of different critters that live in this world that all kind of get banded together under one label. They just don't quite fit in with the major cultures, and they kind of all mix together. So Lil looks actually kind of like a traditional D&D goblin. She is smaller than a hobbit, slighter, leaner, like something that doesn't eat a lot. Green skin, pointy bat-like ears, large, vulnerable eyes that have different colors in them. And is wearing rags and stuff of animal patterns. And she'll just spider climb around into the captain's area or the piloting area.
Can you see what that is? There's stuff on the swimming there.
She kind of just looks slowly at it, looks back at you.
Go see what it is and tell me what it is.
She nods. She scampers down to the engine room. You don't see that.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing in the engine room?
Right, he is very carefully pouring a liquid into an engine while occasionally just stopping and just taking taking a swig and throwing more in.
You're getting pawed at by a goblin.
Why don't you tell us what you look like? and what
Yeah.
you are?
Poover
Right?
is
We'll
Perfect.
come back to you. Yeah.
is the member of the Brock folk, who are badgers. They look like something between European and North American badgers, so they're a little more fuzzy and angry looking, but they still have the black and white coloration. He usually wears leather like apron, because he's an engineer. You don't want to get some of this fiery stuff on fur. With a couple bits of like studded material, stuff like that. He doesn't carry any obvious weapons. So usually just a wrench, and he does have a fair amount of weird stuff to fix the engine or blow stuff up and drink. And he is definitely older and grizzled with a lot of scars and a lot of scars from a long life spent on the sailing and service of the hair. So yeah, Scottish magic.
So Lil runs down to you.
Yep.
You're getting caught at.
You just whispered. I kind of speak your blither.
Do you have like one of those like cartoonishly looking record player voice amplifier things, like that while we're in the ship?
Victorian, so probably.
She goes over. Pilot says you have to go check out a danger because you're the dwarf. It's in the water.
That's a terrible idea, but I do owe her.
She skitters away.
Already knows what to
Carefully to like put up the goblin latch on the engine.
It's good. It's good. It's smart that you did that. She's going to steal from you.
All right, head up there. Ugh. Pause his face and eyes as he steps into the light for the first time in a while.
Okay. So you head towards the edge of the ship, and you see the same thing that the rain saw. The sort of undulating figures keeping pace with the ship. Sort of just down far enough that they can't quite be made out.
Okay. Shall we turn on the automatic canner?
What?
Harpoons?
Sure. Do we have harpoons?
Probably. They look like the dolphins, but I cannot quite make them out. Why did you want me to look? My eyesight's not so good as it was.
I asked Lil to look.
Well, that was silly. The key was to ask a goblin.
She was here.
And now she's somewhere else.
Also, I asked Lil to look, and someone looked, and I got the information I needed. So, really, everything balanced out.
And while we're back at you, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you pilot, because you have a connection with the water.
Don't fucking ask me why I pilot yet. But so my character Marilla is literally made of water, like a slime girl. That's what she looks like. She doesn't wear any clothes because she's water, so you can't wear clothes. But she doesn't look like she's naked because she's made of water. She kind of has like low detail. Her face, like, for example, she has like the outlines of eyes, but like it's just like ridges a little bit, and then like there's no color. It's all just the same color. Longish hair that tends to like flow out from her.
Literally.
Yeah, like not down, but like almost like it's becoming cloud-like. And yeah, she's kind of thick, made of water. Depending on her mood, sometimes it's like dark and murky. Usually it's kind of dark, but when she's super giddy or whatever, it'll lighten up.
The mood water.
So you're going for a harpoon?
No. No, he was not terribly serious. He has no idea what that thing is, and he'd probably just waste a harpoon. Well, probably should go find the captain and mention this technically. I suppose I should tell the captain he knows the seas the best.
Do I know? Okay. So you go to the captain?
Yeah, what's your character's name again?
Juno Alderon.
Laird Alderman!
Yes, Poover?
So tell us about your character.
So, Juno's a younger guy. He's, still growing into being a full-on architect and so on. He's, a humanoid shape, I guess. He's the heirs of the humans of the setting, quote unquote. But he's got 4 arms for a good engineering slash you need more than 2, and he's got some dragon eyes to him. He's wearing nice white suits, like captain suit and what have you, precision maintained, and his boots are golden, elven made.
So, sorry to bother you, sir. There's some odd creatures off to the side.
Oh, what are they?
Silvery. They look sort of like dolphins, but they're a little too deep.
Huh.
I don't see them surfacing.
Well, don't have much else to do, so why don't we go and check them out?
So as you guys are talking, they start to come and crest towards the surface. And one of them breaks through the water, and you can clearly see a mermaid that then twists in the air and turns around and starts swimming, so it's on its back, looking up at you.
I'm gonna wave.
Waves back.
It's just mermaids, guys!
So is that like it's just mermaids? Is that...
Is that the good version of the mermaids, or is that the Greek version of the mermaids?
Yeah, to be fair, this world's mermaids, are they murdery?
No.
Okay.
No, they're just folk.
Okay. Okay, good.
So, I mean, can be murdery,
Depends how
But,
far you push them.
They're not like known for it.
I mean, if you take a harpoon to them.
Right?
Yeah, so they're slim, silvery, aquatic. They're very like fishy looking mermaids. Like even in the face, they have large bulbous eyes and almost kind of like gills, and they've got like the sharp fish-like teeth. But they're still very svelte and in a ethereal sort of way attractive. But it just waves back at you, keeps pace. The other ones just undulate, go around.
I tip my hat to them.
Where are you going?
We're going to Axel. You know where it is?
They nod.
Yeah. We've got some business to attend there. How about you? Where are you going?
Oh, just swimming. Enjoying the... And then they pause and bolt upright, look around, and then vanish into the water.
Okay. That was abrupt.
As they do, a bit of a fog starts to settle in, and the sun goes behind clouds.
Much better.
Up ahead, just on the horizon, you can see that there is a ship that is floundering in the water. It's raising the universal sign of distress.
Well, I guess we better help them. Didn't see any ships for miles, so...
Is anyone real good at seeing? I want to know what made the ship get hurt before we just drive in there.
Who's got good sense?
I do.
Then do the scene.
Yeah, I'll just do it, yeah.
Does anyone... Wait a minute.
My eyes are made of water. They're great.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent.
Look closely. So ask me questions.
So ask 3 questions.
Is there something hidden or out of place? And if so, what looks suspicious?
Yes, it looks like people are hiding on the deck
Of the other ship?
of the other ship.
Okay. Well, tell me about them. What are they doing and what will they do next?
I mean, they're currently hiding. They're all crouching down. They're watching you, and they're waiting for you to get closer.
And is there anything about the air? Like, tell me about the area. Like, how could it hurt us or me? Or how could it hurt or help us, I guess is what this says.
Well, the sea is starting to get choppy and disturbed with wind and rain, so it would be difficult to go fast.
And probably it's an ambush.
Probably.
Probably waiting for us to get closer so they can harpoon into us and raid us.
I mean, from the information that you gleaned, that seems likely.
But maybe does the boat look like it was like attacked or whatever? Like, what do you mean by floundering? It's not like sinking. It's just sitting there, right?
It's listing in the water.
Oh.
Hey, does anyone else see that boat that's listing over there in the water, giving out the universal sign of distress?
Yeah.
Goblin King walks on deck drinking from a bottle.
It's water, Mr. Judgy.
I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, right, you won't.
Yeah. They might be hurt, but also they're being super suspicious.
Sounds like that's a free boat then.
I mean, we don't have weapons, right? Like, we don't have any weapons.
I mean, we have our weapons. He takes out his rifle.
Goblin King just kind of shrugs.
I could set the whole thing ablaze if you've a mind to.
Pockets, takes out a yo-yo, and just plays with it absentmindedly.
Though technically it would be against a charge to go to fire on a ship of distress, a ship broadcasting a sign of distress.
Well, I'm not saying let's shoot it now. I'm saying let's go see what's up, and then if they shoot at us, then, deal with it from there, I guess.
Well, of course.
Okay, well, even if it's trap, we should help them, just in case they're actually in danger.
Do we actually have cannons?
No,
We've got cannon at -1, which means we're gonna ram it.
we got nothing.
So we have a gunner who's essentially a 10-year-old child who we just call the gunner, and has absolutely no function at all on the ship.
Yeah, that's about right. Lilith's about 10. She's middle-aged.
Take this gun, point it away from the ship, and away from yourself.
It's just a big stick that says "gun" written on it.
I mean, she's waiting for that day.
One day.
This is your job, Lil.
So you guys start heading towards it.
Yep.
I want to know what Goblin King looked like.
Oh, I thought you already did your...
No, I told you what
You
Lil
did Lil.
did.
Okay,
Someone
yeah,
asked
let's
Lil.
do Goblin King. Yeah.
You mean the difference? I mixed those two up.
So Goblin King is a Goblin King. He's about the size of probably a well-built adult hobbit, if there were such things. I'm certain there's something analogous to a little folk. So he has the body pattern of a particularly rugged-looking hobbit man in his prime. He has long black hair that's slicked back with a natural grease. He has a pig-ish kind of face, like an upturned nose, and sharp dagger-like teeth. Red eyes that glow in the dark like a predator. Big bat wing ears. Brown skin that's furry, like it has like almost like a mossy, like kind of brown fur to it, like something that would live in the woodlands. And he pretty much wears a robe or a cloak or something that looks kingly / nightgowny. Jewelry, like some bits and baubles on him.
He speaks like this.
Oh, ever get old.
We're going to have that and the Scottish brogue.
I almost
This is
threw
a
up when
real
I tried to
tweet.
speak Goblin King too long. It just ripped through my vocal cords.
So you guys start heading towards the other ship.
Yep.
But as I described, the sea is getting really rough. And even though you have a very fast ship, it's getting increasingly hard to make up distance as you go across.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to get closer, the other ship stops listing, and the universal symbol for distress comes down, and the black sails come up, and it starts to come towards you, but it is also having trouble in the water.
It's like, come on, could have waited for at least for us to get on board. You're the worst pirates. Well, I
Man,
guess
if we had a giant here, someone could huck me onto that ship.
if only. Multiplex lives.
But they're close enough that you are in shouting distance, and you can see there's a motley crew of humans on top, a few elves, even the occasional dwarf.
My mind went somewhere else when you said Motley Crue.
But the pirate captain comes to the edge and pulls out one of those bullhorns and shouts, "Stop your ship in the water! Give her over to us, and you might see another sunrise."
You'll have to catch us first.
We should ram them.
I mean, scrape the paint job.
Yeah, we could take their ship.
The water under the ship is getting very dark.
Let's back up. Beep, beep, beep. I know boats don't do
not-
that, but...
I'm not quite sure these are the threats.
Well, we'll see. Maybe the mermaid have found something underwater. So I guess we should do evasive maneuvers.
Maybe it's a giant mermaid.
That'll be interesting to see.
This is in character, by the way.
Yep. Well,
Keep your heat.
The captain pulls the bullhorn up again and says, "I'll give you one last chance, then we start to fire."
Is no one talking to them?
Maybe you should look below you instead of yelling at us.
well, full speed ahead, Mr. Poover.
I'm gonna go to the move the bullhorn. I guess I'll.
You want me to do that?
Engines are online. We just need to move the ship.
Yeah, if you're the comms guy.
Bullhorn.
Hey!
Yes.
I just want to be 100% clear on this. Goblin King here, by the way. That shadow under your boat, is that you doing that?
Yes. Yes.
He runs to the edge as a huge leathery tentacle swipes up from beneath the boat and wraps itself around the pirate vessel.
Is that you? Like, is this part of your plan to catch us?
They're fully ignoring you now and hacking at the tentacle as a second,
All right, turn
and then a third, and then a fourth come up and just entomb the pirate vessel and start pulling it into the water.
Alright, we should turn around and save them.
As I said,
Should we?
worst pirates ever. Sure, yes. They'll
Okay,
be...
we're coming about. We're coming to rescue you.
Oh,
It's okay, it's your first try. You'll be better next time.
Ah, saved by your prey. Okay, let's deal with this.
For them.
All right. So I have a simple solution for this.
Barrels of alcohol.
Yeah, I'm going to once we get reasonably close, because I don't care if their ship sinks. We're taking them as captives anyway, at the best, right? We just want to repel the.
Okay, I don't care if it sinks.
I mean, yeah, Goblin King wanted to take that ship,
We
so...
could just add it to our fleet.
Says permission to give him a good old dose of the old scrumping.
Do it.
Fuck, it's a scrum.
I'm not supposed to swear as Goblin King. You can swear.
No, don't you know, laddie? Didn't use the F word in the presence of a boover folk.
Right. What the cuss is a scrump?
what's a boover folk?
What the cuss is a boover folk?
Because we've nae F's to give, and he lights a barrel and throws one of his special, like, marked with like 3 badger skulls on it, and throws it over towards the general vicinity of the tentacle, not particularly caring if it gets close to the ship. So I have the badger folk have ironborn, which means they have explosives to use.
Okay.
But, like, if you want to finish them, first you have to create an advantage.
I'm
He's
pretty
not
sure
finishing
them... Oh.
He's using his explosive.
Okay. If that's the move.
Maybe it'll stop the ship from being destroyed.
Many bits and pieces that serve no obvious purpose at various bits of explosive devices. 2 uses dangerous to your gear. You can use your explosive to create an explosion wherever you need it, assuming you could have conceived the plans ahead of time, and basically it's explosives. So it's kind of up to you what effect that has.
No. It's up to you.
So,
Oh, yeah.
well, so first you have figured a narrative. Like, okay, you're throwing it. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to keep the tentacles busy? Do you want to prevent the tentacles from grasping the ship with overcome?
Yeah, let's
do you want
overcome these guys getting fucking got.
Yeah, let's. I don't really want them to get just sucked under, because that's pretty grim, even for
So you're
pirates.
overcoming this danger.
So
With blood.
with blood, sounds good. Blood was what I was going to go +2 for, because fighter. Yeah. That would be a 9.
9. Choose one. Either you pay a price to take 10 plus result, or you create a temporary solution.
This sounds like a good time for a temporary solution. I think that it's just going to give us a chance, you know what I mean? Like, the things will recall for a while. It is a giant creature underneath the water, and this is a fire-based thing, so it's not going to just kill it.
Yeah, so you toss your barrel over, and it bounces on the rubbery hide of the Kraken's tentacles and sort of hops into the air a bit and then just detonates right over the tentacles, which lash out into the air and recoil and slide back beneath the sea. And the pirate vessel bobs back up into the air like a cork.
You should be keeping track of all the gear because this is a gear-based game.
Yeah.
Okay. So, does anyone else have?
All right, Goblin King whistles for Gormengosh to spring up onto the deck. He's going to start to make a lap. I'm going to get on him, and so will Lil, and that dog is going to jump us onto the pirate ship.
Okay.
Do you want me to use one of his things to do that, or are we close enough that a horse-sized dog can just do that as a function of its being?
We're close enough that you can just do that.
Okay. I'm putting myself in the pirate ship.
But as you leap into the air to go across, a tentacle is going to take a swipe at you and try and grab you out of the air.
Okay. Looks like I'm in danger.
Who wants to overcome that?
I'm gonna grab something and shoot it at the tentacle to distract it from
What are
doing
you
that.
shooting? Do you have some gear? Do you?
Yeah, I'm using my water jets.
Water
it's,
jets.
It's gear. It's just I just
Okay.
throw a rock inside myself and throw it out.
Okay, overcome.
That's plus blood, right? Oh, over 10. Excellent.
Okay, so it recoils out of the water to try and snatch the dog out of the air and gets buffeted by a water jet that it in no way saw coming and slides off to the side, and you safely land aboard the pirate ship. All of the pirates are in a state of confusion. They're running to the rails, they're pulling swords, they're looking for where the next tentacle is going to come from.
Is our boat particularly fast?
Your boat is.
Our boat is.
I mean, it's not like super fast, but its speed is its best stat, I believe.
It's one of our traits that is agile and also is impressive. So yeah, it's agile. It's a bit for speed. Like if you want to be getting away with it, you roll with the engines. I think the engines are good stats, so there's that.
Okay.
I should have made you get away. That's what.
There you go. Okay, and I'll have stuff in mind.
Okay, so there are tentacles in the water and there are people there. I guess I should fly over on my elf boots over to the pirate ship and convince.
You can fly?
One of my gear options was that I have fellowship with the community. I took fellowship with the elves, and elves, one of those is like, oh, you can get a special item that has something cool.
Nice.
And I took flying boots.
That's good.
Very useful.
The air is a strong one.
Yeah. So, I guess I want to fly over to the pirates and convince them to work with us to get rid of this tentacle. Because obviously they can't, deal with it themselves. So yeah. So
Okay.
I want to be talking sense to them.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds
Talk
like
sense.
wisdom to me. Appeal to their emotions or desires,
Yeah.
to not die.
Yeah. Keep calm, we're here to help ya. 6, I rolled an 8. Hold them a favor. Yeah, so I owe them a favor, but they do as I ask to the best of their ability.
You owe them a favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say what that favor is now, or do you want it to be undefined?
What would be a good favor here?
Well,
Would I
okay.
go-
Well, what are you saying? How about we go with that? What's your speech? What's your pitch to them?
Well, my pitch is for them is that, hey, we'll work together to get rid of this, and then we can just part ways maybe, and be done with that. Because obviously, I don't think we could get away. We're here to help them, so we're putting our necks out for this. So let's not be hostile afterwards, I guess. Yeah.
So they'll help you, but they want a token prize from your ship so that they don't go back empty-handed, because they are slave pirates, and if they return without any loot, they will just be summarily executed.
Whoa! You're slave pirates? What are they going to do to you if you don't go back? You're here on the boat. Do they have their family hostage?
Yes.
Where?
We'll have to go there
We should
next.
talk about this.
We should talk about this later.
Sure, you can have.
You need to tell us.
I can just
who hurt
imagine
you.
there's like a guy on the boat. Well, actually, they're having the island.
Yeah, so the tentacles actually do return at this point. One large tentacle raises up near the pirate ship and starts swooping around trying to grab at people. And it's trying to grab people and pull them off. And another set of tentacles is now buffeting and attacking your ship. And they're not trying to grab people at all. They're just trying to smash your ship to smithereens.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we were just gonna basically yes, this is what I'm here, sort of thing I'm here for. He just rushes one of the tentacles, jumps on it, and starts clawing the hell out of it and biting it. And he's just getting into a sheer, just like staying on the boat and just clawing any tentacle that gets close.
So.
Meanwhile,
keep it
behind
busy.
him, Lil's got like the
Lil's not there.
oh, she's under the decks.
No, she's with me.
Oh, okay. I figured she was holding up a stick, going bang, bang, bang.
Okay, so that sounds like keep them busy, probably.
No, it's you and Nicole.
Actually, I'm going to use my custom move, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got the dwarf move, which is... find it.
Enough.
Clear the...
Hero your moves.
I'm going to try and basically finish them by outlasting them.
Yeah,
Well,
Iron.
Sorry. In Fellowship, first you have to create an advantage. Someone has to create an advantage for you to be able to finish them. You cannot finish them with an advantage.
Oh, okay.
Someone has to set you up so you can take him down.
Yeah. You can set
That's
yourself
why
up.
companions are useful.
Yeah. So for now you can be trying to jostle them to keep them busy, and then eventually you outlast them so long to finish them. But that's two
Or
moves.
you need to create a narrative advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now the Kraken is stronger than you. If you can find a way to reverse those odds, or to get some kind of leverage against it, or somewhere where you can say, I have the upper hand in this situation, then you can finish them.
All right, so he's going to, he's fighting off. He's drinking from his keg.
Okay?
And actually, I think he's going to just hold close, get the tentacles in, and then because he knows the ship, he's the engineer. He hits like a rope with his bites a rope, and it causes the mast to swing out to the side and smack a bunch of the tentacles together and put them in there.
Okay, so you're going to use your superior knowledge of the terrain on which you are fighting to create an advantage to finish them.
Yeah. So what is that? Overcome or whatever?
One is from preventing harm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gain advantage or whatever.
No, you're
Hold them off.
You're finishing them, right?
Sure.
That's what you want
Okay.
to do. And your advantage is that you know the ship better than it does, so you can lure it into a trap where you can then hit it with the mast.
Okay. Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. So roll blood or iron or
How do you
It's
finish
iron,
them?
if you're finishing them with iron.
yeah, that was the.
Oh, what does that even mean?
What?
That he outlasts them.
Yeah, he said that. You got exhausted.
Oh,
If you take any of the players that have iron like this, under iron, you outlast them in a thing.
Yeah, even the Nemesis gets iron because they don't have compassion.
14!
Okay.
You finish the tentacle.
Yeah, so you managed to get the smashing tentacles into a melee with the actual mast of the ship, and you use your superior knowledge of pulleys and ropes and whatever to basically exhaust it, get it into a fight that it can't win, and you damage the smashing tentacle stat. So it no longer has that.
Okay. I guess in the meantime, while the other tentacles try to bash the other ship, since currently nobody's engaged with it, then I can use my air move, parry counter thrust, where I take out my sword and start flying about it, and pretty much dueling with it one-on-one. So I will keep them busy on the 10+ right away. Well, that's my move.
Okay?
As long as it's one-on-one. So
Okay. So what's the Kraken do? I'm going to assume it's the Kraken.
Yeah.
What's the Kraken doing right now?
It is dealing with these two.
So it's tentacles attacking the ship.
There's
and-
the two sets of tentacles. The one set of tentacles has been neutralized by his trap with the mast, and the other set of tentacles is being kept busy by trying to grab the air out of the air as he floats about.
All right, I'm gonna go. Well, if there's already advantage made, I'm gonna go on in and try to finish it.
Okay.
So Goblinkin takes out one of those yo-yos and gives it a snap, and its cable gets a little bit longer than you'd think it would, and the end of it spins into blades. And he starts running around the ship, putting that cable around as many of the tentacles as possible, so he can snap it back and sever them all.
Okay.
Oh, dice! Can I have 2d6? Hey, I have a bond with the air. That means we're working with hope.
That means you need 3d6.
That means I get 3d6.
I have this ugly one.
10 plus.
Okay. So you
I don't have it here.
slice through the tentacles, and they start bleeding and gushing, cracking ichor all over the ship, and they recoil in pain and horror and draw back into the sea, and then the kraken itself rises up, sort of huge and massive, and as it does, it displaces water and it separates the two ships, and they push away to either side.
You know what? That's good. Sorry, are you still on the boat?
Yeah,
Our
I'm still.
boat?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, I'm the only one on the fucking boat.
I
Bye.
just did-
Draft boat.
I just messed with the rigging to kill the tentacles.
It's like, don't worry, my warhorse is there as well. Hey.
So it has the stat right in the eye. The stat can only be damaged by taking out the kraken's eyeball. The eye moves around constantly, cannot easily be hit with ranged weaponry. Someone needs to climb on top of the kraken to hit it. And then it has the briny depths, where when it takes damage it submerges. And then return of the tentacles, where the tentacles come back and start smashing and grabbing again. You need to damage all of those. And it is going to start off with by grabbing the air.
Sure.
So you've got a tentacle coming at you.
Can someone overcome that?
Yeah, sure. I will spend. I'll. What's it called in the bond of service or whatever? Sorry, I'm not used to the player side ones. Bound in service. So I will damage Gormenghast go for the juggler stat, and he will snatch you out of the air in his monster jaws by the throat and slam you down into the ship out of the tentacle's way. It damages Gormenghast.
And you
go
damage
for
the stat, so
juggler
it just
stat.
does that. Okay. Yeah, so the warg leaps into the air, grabs you by the throat, and smashes you against the mast, just as a tentacle whips through the air right where you used to be.
Score!
Ah, that's surprisingly violent.
Man flesh.
Fucking tough.
Meanwhile, on the other side, on your ship, the tentacles are raising up and smashing down, and both of you are
In this splash zone.
about to get hit by a thick rubbery tentacle.
Oh, let's try using this shit
So,
stats.
would you like to deal with this one? Because I took the last one, or shall I?
I want to get on it.
You're both in danger.
Yeah.
You can always use the engines to overcome this threat by navigating out of it, right? Range.
You
Can I
don't
get next
mind.
on the pilot or?
No, the engineers roll to overcome. You can roll it to get away, but I don't think you want to move away from here.
Yeah.
So the engineer can go in and
So full power and just try and push the grabs another thing, moves the sail over, and powers up the engines to try and push even
just, like,
closer in.
Tip a hole still of moonshine in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a nozzle on the front.
Okay,
Blue flame
use
out
the
the
engine
back.
stat to overcome.
roll percentage, and you have hope because there's both pilot and engineer.
Oh yeah.
So three.
So I rolled a 7, so that's what, an 8?
Plus 1, so 8. Yeah. Do you pay a price to get 10 plus result, or do you create a temporary solution?
I think I'll pay a price.
What price would you like to pay?
I think I'm gonna burn through one of my alcohol.
Okay.
which makes
That
certain.
makes sense.
It's not enough. Let's pour some special hooch down there. There you go. So, overcame.
Okay. So wait, does that only stop the damage for one of us or both of us?
I mean, it's one
It
cut going.
overcomes the threat.
Okay. I'm going to, as where the ship is like going out from where the tentacles were about to circle, I'm going to jump up and grab onto the tentacle,
Okay.
and then start crawling my way to the main body of the Kraken.
Okay. So get away to do that.
That is plus grace.
Yeah. I think get away is also get to wherever you need to be.
Over 10. Well,
So-
10 specifically. So,
Quickly and quietly.
yeah.
Unless you want to bring Poover along or someone else.
No, just me. So yeah, I'm going to get there quickly, avoiding harm, and I'm going to get there quietly, drawing no attention.
Okay. So you sort of splash onto it and just flow along the tentacle.
Yeah.
Moving towards it, and in the Frakai, it doesn't even notice.
Excellent. Where's that fucking eyeball? That's my next move.
Is anyone else doing anything?
So we got the body, it will be submerging as well, and it can draw out tentacles. So I guess we should figure out a way how to damage some of its stats.
Are there other tentacles attacking ships right now?
Yeah. One of them was grabbing him, and you guys dealt with that. And then the other two were trying to smash them, and they dealt with that.
So the pirate ship's currently not under assault.
It has a tentacle that's grabbing stuff off of it.
We should take that out. Okay. What's on the ship? What do the pirates have?
Cannons?
Cannons? Are there any of them aimable?
They're ship cannons, so they're like tied into the ports. They only fire in one direction.
They can't be like shifted around if you cut
I
them
mean-
or anything.
Oh, I mean, if you cut them, you could point them any direction you want. But then you would literally have a loose cannon.
That's fine. All right.
That's my middle name!
I will. Goblin King will swing that battle yo-yo if it's around, and it has like a saw blade on the end. It's just
Okay.
making awful sounds. He'll slip the ropes, and I'll do bound service again to have Lil be right where I need her to be, aiming and firing it at the tentacle to put it where I want it to get advantage on it.
Okay.
So I will damage her right where I need her to be, and then I will finish it with blood.
Okay, so you're firing the cannon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm using my weapon to finish it. The cannon is being the distraction.
Okay.
Yeah. I use my companions to set me up with advantage.
So is the cannon firing?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
That's happening.
Right?
No, she's gonna do the lighter at the top and like fly over the way. She's not right behind it. She's not fucking bear hugging the back of it, using her mouth to light it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
she can be
I
fine,
would
but
get
that's
on
very
top of it
goblin-y.
after-
But that
I
cannon
would light it when I was on top of it, so it would give me a ride.
Yeah.
But okay.
flies across the deck and just
Oh.
smashes through and
I
goes
got
out the other side.
I got a 9, so I damaged it.
Okay. So you
Also,
damage.
my yo-yo is piercing, which means I get to choose the stat that's damaged that doesn't get armor.
Yep.
Okay.
So
What is it?
What
that
stats does it
matters.
have?
You damage the grasping tentacles.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can build ones that are dangerous, piercing. It's a nightmare. I just have access to area attacks.
The other tentacles are going to recoil from that side of the ship, including with you on it, and smash down on the pirate ship, attempting to damage the ship.
Okay, well, I guess. Do you want to overcome? Because I'm crappy at blood to prevent this.
Oh, okay, so I'm just still on the top here. So grass tentacles are coming down?
Yep.
The smashing tentacles. You damage the grasping tentacles. The smashing ones are coming down on the pirate ship.
God, we have to overcome this. How do we get
I'm
this?
going to use my acidic enzymes,
Okay.
which means I can turn parts of my body acidic so that it pre-digests anything I'm touching.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that to distract the tentacles so that it'll like pull away, being like, "What the fuck was that?"
Okay.
So I'm going to overcome.
Aha!
Should I roll with hope?
Are you working with
Why
someone?
would you roll with hope?
I don't know. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
no, you're
trying
not
to save
working with
people.
anyone.
I don't know. Plus blood.
Yep.
So no, I got a 5. I failed.
So the cut might be coming your way.
Yes. So I get to make a cut against you.
I guess it noticed me.
Yeah.
away.
So you. So it is still smashing into the pirate ship. It cleaves it in two. Yeah. Everyone grabs onto something. The damage that the cannon did is quickly forgotten. They were all sort of gawking at that, but now they have something much, much larger to pay attention to. And that ship slowly starts sinking beneath the water. It raises its tentacle up that has the enzymes on it and another set of tentacles and starts immediately trying to slough you off.
Okay.
Well, okay, to prevent this ship from totally sinking, I'm going to use my engineering tools that are useful to, I don't know, try like...
Sealing some bulkheads on one side or something.
like hooking them from both sides and like pulling it together a little bit.
Like
so
Spider-Man.
it stays a little bit...
Oh shit! I can help because I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm strong as an ox.
There you go.
I'll
So-
use a use of strong as an ox to like help you Spider-Man curl them together.
Okay, roll it. And roll with
That's-
hope.
It's with hope.
So that's... We'll overcome? Would it be?
Yeah, you're overcoming the threat that he just set your way.
Oh, okay. I got a 10.
Okay, so you use your engineering tools and you manage to rope some pulleys around and you immediately grab onto them and yank the ship tight. It's taking on water, but it's no longer sinking.
Perfect.
And you are about to be damaged.
Okay.
Hoover, do you want to help with
Like,
overcome?
I'm kind of fine with that. I want to get on its face, so...
Do you want to get damaged, or shall I attempt to actually wait on this one?
If you want to pay the price of taking damage, you can stay on it.
I would like to do that then.
Okay? So damage a stat.
I'm
Wisdom.
gonna say yeah.
A stat that makes sense.
Yeah, this is really dumb, but
I'd say it would probably need to be either grace or blood.
I'll do grace. Okay. Awesome. I'm still on this bitch.
Okay, you are on top of it. You have stopped the ship from sinking.
Yep.
You are the only one on the other
on
ship.
the ship. This is why I'm
Yeah.
not jumping down. He like looks down like, oh, that would be pretty cool, but no.
I mean, the ship won't sink by itself, so it's fine.
But it might drift off somewhere,
Oh,
and
no.
actually, it could also there'd be no one to stop any tentacle attacks on it.
Well, you can always use the ship.
So is there any part of the ship that's above the water right now, or
Your
the
ship?
monster?
The monster? Yeah, it is risen up. Its bulbous head and eye are above the water.
Ramming speed.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm just gonna basically just move the ship towards the towards the monster.
Okay,
He's getting bonked in the head. Is probably not.
get away.
Oops. So that is a mere 6. So I think I have to take a.
I
Maybe
get
I
to
can
make
pull
a
it
cut
off.
against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Maybe get separated.
yeah, I'm going to say that it plucks you off of the ship,
Oh well.
leaving your ship alone and unattended and adrift.
That's
I mean,
fine.
your horse is still on it.
Yeah. Good thing it's a trained war horse. It knows the war.
I wasn't trained in land combat. I was trained in naval combat.
It's like suddenly there's like 15 minutes later, there's like the ship is like it's playing like the theme from Pirates of the Caribbean. The horse has got the ship and is wearing a pirate hat.
I mean, what if it's a seahorse? Okay, I guess seeing that, I should go and try to fetch you from the water. Just fly over there. Poofer!
He's not in the water.
No, I'm
He's
just being held.
He's being held by a tentacle.
Ah, not for long, I think.
Okay. So what now, guys?
All right, we gotta cut Hooper. We gotta cut Hoover down. The pirate ship's not gonna be a thing.
Yep.
All right, pick me up and bring me over to the monster.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a use of cunning as can be to instantly look closely and ask a question that I want without rolling. So looking closely, I want you to tell me about the Kraken. What is it going to do and what's it going to do next so I can telegraph its moves and get advantage on it.
It is going to throw Hoover as far as it can.
And that'll probably leave some parts of it exposed though, right? Because it won't be covering itself.
Yeah.
Alright.
Throw me at the tentacle holding Hoover, then go stab it.
Okay. Hopefully this will work out.
I start spinning that yo-yo.
Oh, it won't.
So grab some rope. Rope it around the
I'm
goblin.
going to grab the yo-yo end.
Okay.
And then just throw me with it.
See, I think I'll have to carry you because I'm not the giant that has the eating power, so I can get away to get you there. Right?
Oh.
What did you have in mind for this?
You were going to huck me and I would take care of the rest in the
What
air.
move would that be?
Yeah,
I think it's just an assist.
we're just working together. You can fly. You're just moving me over there.
Oh yeah, you can fly.
So what are you trying to do? Are you
I'm
trying
going
to...
to slice that tentacle in half as hard as I can.
Okay. So you are trying to finish them?
Yeah.
And your advantage is that it is exposing itself while it's throwing him?
Yeah.
And you two are working together to do it?
Yep.
That's it.
So you make the roll and do it with hope.
Yep.
I'm just like Katara. Oh wait. Sorry. I'm drunk. 11.
Okay?
Kill.
So
So
you...
Monofilament blade buzzsaw yo-yo around that tentacle.
So the tentacle flings out and tosses Hoover and is severed completely by a yo-yo flinging goblin tumbling through the air.
I just deglove that thing.
Where do you land?
In the water.
I mean, in the water around the Kraken.
In
Obviously.
the water around the Kraken. Okay?
Or on the Kraken. I did it. I saved you.
So the Kraken is going to roar with bestial rage as it is wounded and submerge underwater.
Stab it in the eye. I set you up and everything.
As it's being hurt because it just got a fucking tentacle severed,
Mhm.
can I use that to my advantage because it didn't realize, like it's not realizing where I am at the moment? And can I just acidic enzyme its eyeball out?
Yep. Sneak attack while it's wounded.
Yeah. I mean,
Awesome.
you did get away quickly and quietly, so yes.
Yeah, but then it
Oh, yeah.
noticed me because the thing. So.
How much did you roll and with what?
So I was trying to like knock
Finish
it out
it.
or cripple it kind of thing. So I was rolling with sense, but I only got 7.
So
So.
damage.
Oh,
That's damage,
that's
dude.
still good. That's still good.
Yeah.
Right.
You
I
should
keep forgetting.
boil
to
its
get
eye
eight.
out of its socket with
So
acid.
yeah.
Yeah, so you damage it. And you damage it to the point where the Kraken has had enough. And it is out of here. It is done with this fight. It goes deeper and deeper into the briny depths. You are lost at sea.
Yay!
You are sitting in the water, also sort of floating away. You are on a sinking pirate ship, and you are in the water as well, but that is less of a problem for you.
Yeah. I'm going to.
Good place to pause the music.
yeah.
It just ended.
I'm going to spend a use of my Rainmaker to teleport myself through the water, appearing anywhere else within the body of water. So I'm going to. I assume Lost at Sea is like a thing, so I can't just grab him, right? Like it's like a thing that just happened.
It's
I mean, it is a thing, but what you're saying makes sense as a way to kind of circumvent it. He's in the water. You've got the water ability to go and grab him. It teleports you to over there.
Yeah, it teleports me anywhere
I mean,
So
Anywhere.
you would teleport to him, and then the two of you would now be together.
besides
Right,
also like
I can't teleport again until I fill my
Besides,
belly.
it's
Son of a
also
bitch.
like foggy, so you might not even notice that he was Chuck. We might not necessarily know where he is,
Yeah.
and so on.
Well,
So
my original thing was going to be to grab Goblin King, 'cause I didn't think I could get him. But yeah, I'm gonna grab Goblin King then.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'm going to use my engineering skills to figure out how do I fix this ship from sinking. And I still have some repairing kits and so on, if that'll be enough to keep it afloat so I can haul it somewhere.
Well, the ship is sinking. That is a threat that you have to deal with, right?
Yep,
So you want to use an engineering kit?
yep.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Well, I guess I fly around the seam and start bolting it together with my tools and my forearms and, quickly plaster it together. Maybe going...
4 arms?
Yes.
Where was that in the character description?
I don't remember that.
I described it as
I
human.
remember human with dragon eyes.
Some, we have dragon features, but we're mostly bored. This was Peter's exact quote. Some of us have dragon features, we're mostly bored humans. I'm a boring
Most of the
human.
people.
Our women are like big titty dragon girls, but me, I'm just a dude. That was your character description.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I bet you are.
You asked me to describe my race, and then my person, whatever.
Okay.
So yeah.
So your engineering kit, it has uses,
Yes.
and you're using one now?
Yes, I'm using one now.
Okay.
To keep the ship afloat long enough for us to hold it somewhere, so we can be properly repaired at some dock.
Okay. So you grab the Goblin King, and you guys are now treading water. You can see...
Hey, you come to this resort often?
Just one second.
His name's Juno.
Thank you. You see Juno flitting around the
Pirate ship.
repairing it. No sign of Mark. And your ship, the Zephyr, is drifting away.
I'm going to use another use of my Rainmaker to send someone flying away with me with a blast of water to yeet Goblin King to our boat. Yeet!
Okay?
See, this is your go-to eater, Devin.
Right?
Now, there is no land safety option. I just yeet
I'm a goblin king.
you.
What are you gonna throw at me?
Mark. Sorry.
Peter after just flying and just being dumped in the water says just basically after surfacing just sort of kind of spread out because badgers are kind of stocky like that.
You actually land on an island.
Really?
Yeah, on a small little deserted island. And you get to do a survival montage describing
cool.
for us
But we survived. But we get.
how you managed to stay alive on this island.
Cool. Well, he's basically going to quickly make some stock.
Pirates use this place to store their rum.
Hoover uses his pack to store rum. But he actually has so when you say deserted island, is this like the stereotypical single palm tree and nothing else?
You tell me.
Let's gonna go with it's more than that. I'm gonna say it's pretty small. It doesn't have much of a life on it, but there's no trees because you generally have to have more stuff for that. But there's grasses, coral on the side, which maybe have scuffed him a bit as he was making his way over. But he quickly takes his stuff and he gets out his pack, and he kind of looks over, pulls out this old plate around his neck, and just kind of thinks back to a very similar situation he was in not that long ago when his ship went down and he was the only survivor, and just sort of thinks back to it, and then he looks around and pulls out some gear from his thing, and he starts quickly assembling shelter and stuff and a small fire. I'm actually going to use a bit of his tunneling gear.
Okay.
And in order to, because he's got torches clearly, to set up a signal fire so it's really obvious that he's there, and digs out a little area inland so that he's got somewhere to rest. And that's the primary thing. And if if it takes more than 6 hours, you'd probably have to build a raft or something.
Okay. So you guys, back on the Zephyr.
Crash into the dock.
You crash into the dock, skid across the deck, and come up against the other side, and come face to face with a merface.
Hey, you swim here often?
That's pretty cool.
Thank you, I work out a lot.
So, what are you?
I'm Goblin King.
Goblin King. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, we happen. What are you? What's going on?
I'm a mermaid.
No, I was able to piece that together with deductive reasoning.
Just laughs.
Hey?
I'm a mermaid.
Oh, you don't have like a individual names? I know the wall builders like doing that, so I just kind of assume everyone kind of picks it up.
Oh, yeah. We don't interact much with them.
I know, right?
We identify each other through smell.
Oh yeah, so do we. Yeah. I'm just cussing full of pheromones.
So now that the Kraken's gone, you guys need any help?
Actually, yes. One of our friends was yeet right over the horizon, and we need to find him before he chews his own arm off.
Disappears beneath the water.
Thank you. What a pleasant person.
I'll just go stare from the deck of the ship at my potential other ship in half.
So you were on the other ship.
Yep.
Pirate captain comes up to you. Oh man, we are really fucked now.
Well, because you damaged the ship, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're gonna get hung for sure, drawn, quartered, the whole 9 yards, put out for the crows.
Well, I mean, we could spare some more money. You could say that, oh, you got into a really big scuffle, but it was worth it in the end.
Oh, that would really help us out.
Well, I wouldn't want to, see people killed over a kraken, I guess. So, sure, yeah. Let me just come on over. I'll give you some of what we traded recently. Juno, by the way.
Oh, Tom.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
I mean, it really should be like Blind Tom or Ragged Tom or, I don't know, something piratey. But I just don't have any scars yet.
I mean, now you can say that you defeated the Kraken, so Kraken Tom?
I like that. I like the way you think.
Yeah, that's great. So
Where did you get those boots?
Oh, Elf made them for me. It's quite a ways, way over that way. There's an island. You'd have to go talk with them, be friends and so on. Maybe they'll make you some. But
Or we could steal them, because we're pirates.
I take my boot off, put it in my hand. Try it, man. Try it.
He reaches out to touch it and then recoils in pain.
Elf made. You can't steal those things.
Whoa!
See, when Elf makes things for themselves, if anyone else tries to touch it and steal it, they get burnt. Unless they were gifted, with like the fellowship and so on.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You would just walk up to someone and put your boot on their face and it's just like.
No, it's intent here. They're not trying to steal your boot.
I love that they actually added every single race has its own characteristics of the stuff they build.
Yeah.
Race.
I mean, many do. Not all.
Just a fun word.
Orc made, dwarf made, elf made. But not square made, because squares are nobodies.
And
That was
theirs
pretty-
just import them from other cultures they colonize.
I don't suppose you have any way to like pump the water out of the ship, do you? Kind of like get us back floating a bit more? I mean, you've done so much already. But...
We do have some equipment that will help you out, will get you afloat, and then you can,
We have a fully equipped repair bay.
Do we?
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Great.
Wait, did you pick repair bay?
What do we pick here? Yeah, we've got the repair kits.
Sorry, repair kits.
So if you want to make a bond with Kraken Tom.
Sure. I'll make it. I help Kraken Tom.
We'll turn them into the pirates that don't do anything.
I guess we'll have to save them at some point and so on and so on. Save their people.
What are you up to, Marilla?
I forgot that was my character's name.
Zoom right out.
That's my slave.
I'm just gonna swim back to the boat. Get back on.
You're on the boat with... Oh no, you just water jetted him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Which boat are you swimming to?
Our boat.
Okay.
Our boat. I'm gonna climb up.
Hey, you're back.
Okay.
Hey!
As you're swimming, you see that there are like mermaids going in different directions in the water.
I'll wave to them as they go by.
Okay.
Climb up the boat. Hey!
Hey,
That was crazy.
right? Hands?
Squeeze that Kraken's eyeball out.
Ah, yeah, the big fish.
Huh. Where's everybody else?
Well, the wall builders on the boat put a wall up on the holes in it, and the wall builder's guard got yeeted.
You got 8?
No, yeeted.
Oh. They said eat it.
I met the friendliest mer person. They're gonna go find him for me.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we taking those pirates prisoner?
No, they're slaves. They're
What?
forced to do this against their will. And their families are being held hostage.
Who did that?
The people, the slave owners.
We should follow their boat in secret and then I don't know, explode the slave owners.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess
I'm just waiting for someone who can drive the boat to drive us over to that one. There's a lot of dials on it. Yeah.
So as you're helping Kraken Tom, you see the Zephyr slowly turn around and start coming your way.
Yeah. I guess we dock up. I use our cargo bay on the ship. That's the use of precious. One use for whatever I promised them. I guess another use for their paying the damages so they don't get killed.
I actually don't have a problem with us giving away our material goods because no one can really own anything ever. But aren't you guys slaves?
Yes?
It's like you have families and loved ones that are being held hostage for you to steal from people.
That's about it.
Couldn't we I don't know, go and free them?
Yes, that's the plan.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't talked to you since the Kraken.
Wait, but then why are we giving
Don't talk
them,
after me.
why are we giving them money for the other pirates then?
Well, the question is, do we go straight away or do we go to Axel first, finish what we were doing, and then swing back around afterwards?
Oh, what are we doing again?
We're going to an island because his the guy who is king of the
stopping-
builders.
Stopping the architect Zane from using the power on that island to take down the wall.
I mean, that sounds great. Take down that cussing wall.
No, we need that wall.
Right, you're doing stuff for me. That's why we're keeping the wall up. I'm on board.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we have to give them something to bring back to their slave owners so they won't get killed and hung up for their ship being torn in half.
Who has a map?
Here.
Hey guys, you should mark where your guys are. Mark where the bad guys are.
Yeah,
And
sure.
also maybe where your families are, so are they the same place? Because if they're not, we can just go get your
There's
families.
a secret sort of floating flotilla pirate base that is where we're headquartered out of, and the rest of our families are servants on that base.
Gotta make sure not to sink all the boats. Can't just go up and explode them because the other people are in
Yep.
it too.
No, we'll definitely have to have a lighter touch, depose the kings and so on, free the people, and let them rule themselves.
I like the way this guy talks. Why aren't you head of the builders?
Well, because I'm still young, you know.
But he's gonna be. Once we get rid of the bad one.
We'll see.
We're gonna make him.
Yeah, that was the deal. And, you know,
It's like gesturing to where Poover would be.
then you're going to give me his people's land. That was the deal.
Speaking of which, the mermaid pops back up.
Hey!
Hey, Smelly!
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Flips into the water and starts arcing off into the distance.
Okay, well, we have to follow her. She found our friend.
Perfect.
That's obviously what's happening here. Leap of logic.
Well, take us there, Marilla.
Yes. I keep forgetting that it's my character.
So am I friends with this mermaid? Have I forged a bond with her?
Yeah, you can forge a bond with the mermaid.
Not what I was going for, but it's still good. I was hoping we'd have a little bit of downtime before the action started so I can make a friend with some dolphins. I have puffer fishes, so I'm just going to poke them on the nose and make them my friend.
You're gonna be their drug dealer.
Well, you can take downtime whenever you want.
Oh, I know.
So it's been a couple hours.
Yep.
You shoot off your own arm.
Those legs will be
Hoover has like
tasty.
established like a hut because he digs at like 100 miles an hour. He's got like a stone steps going down to the coral. He's put rope up to like set up like for crude fishing stuff. He's put like somehow forged a flag with his family name. He's put up on the island out of nowhere.
Hoover's very industrious.
He is.
Lawmakers.
After a while, you see the Zephyr appear on the horizon.
Oh, good. Throws a little bit more alcohol onto the fire to make sure they see, and finishes the last entry in his diary. And
He's got like a tome.
It's Gilligan it. Good lord, they Gilligan it.
What a nice vacation.
And you guys are reunited with Poover.
Yay! You took that like a champ.
oh, just thank you. Just glad not to have to build a raft. We folk are naked swimmers.
So if you forged a bond with the mermaid, do
I
you
did.
want it to follow you as a companion, or do you just
Yeah,
want
if
to
she
bond with it?
wants.
Well, it's up to you because you've got the
she
bond
wants.
Do you
Okay.
take her as a companion?
Yeah, no, she's a companion. If she wants to come with, she can come with.
now. Okay.
Hey, can you do me a favor after this favor you just did? Could you get me a few pufferfish?
Pufferfish.
Yeah, just one or two.
Gas beneath the water.
Yes.
Well then.
So
Oh, right, we gotta fill you in. Right.
I was just kind of looking forward to us attacking the pirates, no one telling Poover, and him throwing around explosives.
Like you're just hammering their faces open. It's the most grisly thing ever.
Just chill them with your...
Hey, we made friends with the pirates.
They're actually slaves. You know, we will be saving them and their families and so on, so on.
Saving the world first, or the pirate slaves first?
I'm sure we can take 5 minutes out of our day to save people.
Well, I think we should go for the Iaxil first, finish that, and then swing back to the pirates.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be any immediate threat with the pirates.
I mean, we gave them enough money that they won't be hung for damaging the ship, so, you know, we've got some time.
Aye, Captain. Permission to come aboard.
Huh? Always granted.
And so, yeah. Poover climbs aboard.
Okay, so you guys are heading to Ioxel?
Yep.
Man, we should fill our belly.
What, added damage? Do you need something?
Yeah, I've spent shit. I want to refresh it. How do I refresh the shit I've spent?
You have
Okay.
to rest and recover.
To recover gear, either you spend your level up for that, well, the end of session thing, or you have recover move, which can only be triggered with a little bit of downtime, which means the overlord can do stuff, and we have to be in a place of relative safety.
I need to fill my belly to heal my companions.
Yes, to go share the meals and so on.
Exactly.
I mean, if there's any place in so if there's a community there, if I go there, we can fill up berries for free because, you know, I'm the heir. And what's that move of mine? Royal treatment.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys want to all sit down and have a meal, I guess I know you're hungry. But me, Lil, and Gormengost will sit down and have a bite.
Sure. So you're spending what? One for yourself and one to share?
No, I'm spending one on Gormengost and one on Lil.
Is that how this move works? Let's see. Where's the fill your belly? You may use food to heal damage. You share meal with friends. A person may heal damage. I guess.
Like, I'm spending 2 food. Maybe I'm sharing it with them and they're healing the extra one because they're a friend. But 2 food's going one way or the other for the 2 points of damage.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. You know that you can't spend more than 1 food on yourself, definitely, unless you're like, I think halflings.
Yeah,
can
exactly.
just gorge themselves.
It's taken care of.
And yeah, it's like going like. Okay.
I'm gonna also have. I'm gonna sit down with them. And I take a little thing of dried seaweed and crumble one of them up, and I'm just gonna like drop it into the top of my head.
Also healing.
Ah, that's good.
You did some pretty good work out there today, Gormengost. You're an excellent double dog.
I've tasted man flesh today.
Right? So good.
Devil dog heeds the call.
So I'm going to hang out with him and just, praise him for doing a good job at saving the air.
Okay. Mermaid comes back with some pufferfish.
Hey, thanks.
I'll scoop up some water in a bucket and put the pufferfish in the bucket.
Perfect. Yeah.
So everyone filled their bellies?
I actually don't have any.
Everyone who needed to fill their bellies filled their bellies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not need to, or do you not have food?
I don't have any damage.
Oh.
Like
The only
I'm
thing I
with my
lost was
companions.
gear.
I'm keeping them in tip-top shape.
everyone has food.
I'm also angling to build a 3rd bond with Gormengost. I already have 2.
Okay.
Do I?
With Gormengost?
Yeah. Oh no, I only have 1. I'm drunk. Never mind.
Can you have?
Yeah, you can have as many bonds as you want with people, up to 3.
Yeah. When you bond with someone over something you did or shared together.
Yeah,
then
see,
you
I'm bonding with Gormengost over the fight.
Yeah, having survived the fight together is a bond.
Yeah, and like how he, and how he went and saved that dude. Like, he did a good job. He was intelligent.
Yeah. I think I should forge a bond with the Goblin King, because hey, we took down the Kraken together.
Yeah, right, that was great.
Yep.
See, that's teamwork, that's cooperation, that's mutual contribution. Right there.
Definitely. So.
Okay, then if when you guys are ready to continue on, you can do a long journey.
Oh boy.
Sure. Do you want to do this now? This session? Everyone's good still?
Yeah. Good.
Nicole?
I'm not, but keep going.
I mean, we can just do the long journey maybe, and then.
Let's just keep going. If you ask people, they're gonna say no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm considerate.
He should be.
Okay, long journey. How does this work again?
Oh boy.
So first, someone sets a scene for someone else, and then that person says how that scene resolves, and then they pass it along by setting a scene for another person, and it just goes boop, 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 until we've all done it and all
Yeah.
received it.
And these can be big scenes too. They don't have to be just like 5 minutes. This is how it happens. This is how it's resolved. These can be combats even. It can be a whole thing.
Does only when it happened on the way.
It's an old couple, and the man has a shirt that says "She's my sweet potato," and her shirt says "I am."
All right. Do you want me to? Do you want someone to pitch a thing?
Whoever's ready to start.
All right. I'm gonna pitch a thing. So I pitch a scenario to someone, and they go through resolving it.
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
yes.
Tell us event that happened along the way, starting with...
Juno.
Peter, your character's name's Juno.
Yes.
I'm pitching a thing to you.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Describe the event.
You didn't look up to me. I was just making sure.
I was reading a long journey.
All right, Juno. You have things and possessions, right? Because you're a rich person in the air.
Yes.
Okay. On the journey, you notice that Lil's been stealing from you.
Oh.
Like she's been taking stuff out of your room into wherever she lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pitch.
Well, I guess I'll have to have a talk with Lil, just, one-on-one talk and discuss, talk about how you shouldn't be taking things that don't belong to you, and that, like to a child, pretty much.
What are you doing?
This is Lil, right?
No, that was Lil. Lil is being talked to like a child.
Yeah.
That was Goblin King. I did my
Yeah,
Goblin
Goblin
King voice.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the different voices are.
Lil's really quiet and whispery.
Okay.
Well, they've been taking my things into their room.
Yeah, that tracks. She'll do that.
Yes, but that's not how you're supposed to be acting.
Well, that's how you're supposed to be acting. That's totally in character for her.
Well, she shouldn't be taking other people's things.
She has no way to understand that.
Well, and that's why I'm trying to teach her this concept.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that far that way. She can't understand that. Like, she's going to steal from you. It's gonna happen. And you won't be able to tell her different. Not because she's not listening to you, but because she can't understand it. Like, you wall builders, you take things and you decide you own them forever. We don't really work like that. If we see something we want, we just take it. Then when we're done with it, we put it down and then someone else takes it.
Okay. I guess we'll have to work with that.
Yeah, I know wall builders have a real problem understanding that. My best advice, stop having so many things you care about. Or keep your room locked better.
Oh, it's not that. Sometimes you have to have the right tools, the right place, and so on. Sometimes, misplacing them can be bad because, everything needs to be in its proper place, otherwise...
Oh, everything in its place.
Yes, everything, every person. Marilla.
Separated all by walls, I know how it works. No, I agree on a wall builder ship, but on a goblin ship it's a little different. So, let's take the battle damage from the Kraken as example, right?
Yes.
Alright, it tore a bit off the ship. So what Lil and myself will probably do is, we're gonna rip a part off the engine and use it to patch the part of the ship. Another goblin's gonna see the engine's missing a part, right? They're gonna come by, they're gonna tear something off the navigation equipment, patch up the engine. Goblin's gonna come by and try to use the navigation equipment, tear a part off the deck, fix navigation equipment with it, and around like a circle of perpetual motion and life. The ship always is functioning, as always is fixed. Whereas on like a wall builder ship, there's like stuff in little places that go, hey, do this now, hey, do this now. So if you have half wall builders and half goblins, your ship's gonna have holes in it and nothing's gonna be in the right order. Mostly because wall builders are kind of selfish.
So to tell me that we should have some spares in case, something gets damaged, so we can patch it and not keep cycling through everything.
I don't know. I'm just telling you how goblin ships work.
Okay. So I think that resolved the situation.
We got to talk about goblins.
Woo. You gonna forge a bond with that?
Yeah, if you want, go for it. Fucking forge whatever you want.
You want that?
Forge a bond with Lil.
Sure.
I know not to talk down to Lil like she's a child.
She is a child. She's 10 years old. So am I.
She's not a child. She's like middle-aged for a
Yeah,
goblin.
it's middle age for goblins. Okay.
God damn that voice.
It hurts.
It's hurting me right now.
It hurts something fierce.
Okay. Another event.
Ow.
So I'm going to say that at some point we decided to get a bit drunk and we ran out of fuel for the engine. So Poover.
You drank all the engine fuel.
Poover, how do you solve this problem of the engine not having enough juice to go around?
Oh, Lord. Hoover quickly heads over to his workshop as opposed to the actual engine room and goes and takes a quick look at his still. And he basically takes a sniff, takes a sip. It's nae fit for drinking, but it'll work in an engine.
Okay, so you take some of your personal stash and move that into the engine fuel room. Okay.
Yeah, and though when we get to port, we need to restock.
Aye.
So do you use some of your gear for that?
Yeah, I'll use one of my 4 doses of hooch.
Perfect. So Pooper, set something up. For Marilla or the Overlord?
How do I set up for the Overlord?
Let's see. Overlord also gives us a scene during the journey, telling the Fellowship how their minions made their journey harder. So we can say that, oh, we ran into some problems. So like, oh, Overlord, how did you guys, mess it up or something?
So is it the Overlord who makes that part, or do I actually say that for it?
Like, you said the scene, someone else says, what was the resolution of that? So I guess you can say, oh, then I don't know, we ran into a ship, an Overlord, what did we find on this ship? Ah, something nasty, someone, that, I don't know, stole your stuff or something. And then the Overlord says the scene where their minions did something else, I guess? How does it work? Tyler, Devin, what do you think?
Devin's like, I wasn't listening.
I was. I'm trying to think. Oh, wait.
You would ask me a question, like one of these, like, what was really dangerous about this leg of the journey? And then I would say what was really dangerous about this leg of the journey, but then you guys would handle it. And then I would set a scene. So you just ask me a question, and then I basically use that question to generate something for you guys.
Okay, yeah, that seems like a reasonable question for. What are you? Are you actively opposing us? Are you behind the slave pirates? Do we run into anything on the trip?
Some question. It's more about the journey, not Overlord specifically.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you could ask me something like, who did we meet on the journey? What was dangerous about the journey?
And the Overlord frames the event by asking a player a question first. What did you find out the beaten path? Who was really dangerous about this leg? Who did you meet on the road? And then the Overlord sets the scene himself as well.
Oh,
I think I think the Overlord is supposed to frame do the framing.
I don't think you asked me. I think you would ask.
Me?
Yeah. I forgot your character's name and I didn't have it out.
Marilla.
Marilla. And then after you ask Marilla,
No, Marilla wraps up. Yes, a little bit fuzzy here.
Are you still recording?
Oh, yeah. This whole time.
Meandering.
I mean, the way I was reading this, it seems that the
if it happened all the way.
Why don't you just set one up for Marilla? Marilla will set one up for anyone, and then I'll set one up for the group.
Okay.
Just to kind of keep going.
All right.
Okay. So how are you? God. The classic would be a storm.
Go with it.
So yeah, we have a massive storm coming. Off the port bow heading up. You can tell because you're good with the rain. It could potentially damage the ship and will certainly slow it down.
So I can create fog or rain around me. If I do that, does it displace the natural weather?
It would just add to it.
Or just add to it, make it worse? Okay. I can't think of anything other than just being a good pilot. I drive the ship good to get around the storm. Can't, yeah, no.
We took a detour. It took us a couple extra days, but we never
there
around
you go.
it.
There you go.
Because Marilla prefers to be safe rather than fast.
I'd rather we not all die.
So you take even longer to get there then?
Yeah.
Okay. And then set one up for anybody.
For Devon.
Oh, for Devin, yeah.
Needs to wrap back around.
And then I'll set one up for the group.
Yep. Goblin King, there was a fire on the ship.
No, just let it be.
So you don't necessarily have to like think of anything. You can just ask a question, like who did we meet that was interesting?
Who did we meet that was interesting?
Oh, okay.
Dolphins.
Yeah. There's been a pod of dolphins that have been trailing the ship because Goblin King's been going out back with pufferfish in like little nets and holes and like poking them, getting them high. They love getting high off pufferfish. It's a pastime. So that is what has been happening in the long journey. It's not even a terrible thing, not a big deal. You know, I got dolphins following you.
Okay.
I'm trying to make a bond with the dolphins. I need a lot of dolphins.
I mean, Devon, it's really easy. You take your precious, items, just toss them overboard towards the dolphin.
I don't have any precious items.
See, you can ask the air. Just kidding.
Hey! You had that conversation with personal property?
Yes?
Can you give me some jewels?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, thanks.
How much money do you have? You've given away so much.
We had 2 in the cargo hold. That was the ship's money.
Yeah. And then I have, well, technically my blade is precious, not giving that away.
No, I'm about to hook that off the
I've
side of
got
the boat.
2 uses of loads of cash and 3 uses of dragon's hoard.
Oh my god.
Because I took my...
You really are a money man.
Yep.
All right, and as per the rules of fellowship, I shall take this precious item and huck it off the side of the boat to the dolphins, and that automatically forges a bond with them. That's literally what it says under formal bonds.
So you're just gonna huck gems at them until they're your friends? Huck,
I like
huck
shiny things.
Yeah, huck shiny things at them while getting them high.
Yeah.
The magical moonbeam shines
I'm
off
drugging
the
them and I give them some
gemstone, and
shiny
suddenly
shit
you
to
can
decorate their
understand
homes
dolphin.
with.
Tourists and dolphins are just crowds of the sea.
Well, they'll be able to decorate their homes with it.
They're really smart.
No. They adorn themselves with the precious items. And you specifically have a bond with a pod of dolphins that wears tiaras and necklaces.
Oh, it's a group of them?
I assume that's what you were
All
doing.
right, perfect. No, that's perfect. That's somehow better.
Fancy dolphins.
There we go. I'm going for the Beastmaster Destiny playbook, so I need to start racking up animal allies quick.
Gotcha.
Dolphins. I gave them drugs and gems.
And I'm going to say to the group, the thing I'm going to set before is as you guys are sailing along, you eventually enter into an area that is thick with mist and fog, but you're able to steer with your preternatural navigational abilities. And you come across a giant leviathan of a ship, something that towers almost so high it reaches up to the sky, that is just derelict and floating in the water. And you recognize it as a relic of the builders.
Whoa.
That looks like a new ship.
Well, It does look like one of my people. And old. Whether there's someone made it that way, or was it just restored, or is it just that old? Should definitely investigate it. Who knows, maybe there's someone living there.
Yeah, alright, I'll do anything.
We'll get you
We're all born to die.
We'll get you that ship one day, Goblin King.
I mean, it was free, that's why I wanted it. I didn't even really want it, it was an opportunity to capitalize on.
I mean, this one doesn't seem like it has a price tag on it, so...
Yeah, I was just saying a look.
So we definitely investigate.
And we'll clamber aboard.
Okay. That is going to be a problem because, like I said, it is Titanic, and there are no readily apparent doors or portals down at the bottom of the ship.
I can climb walls.
So
Actually, I could just walk up walls, like if there were.
I mean, we do have a tunneling animal here.
Well, just give me a rope, and I'll not let it phase through me and climb the ship.
Oh, I've got plenty of rope for tunneling and only a complete... I'd have to be...
How big is
Daft
Titanic?
not
Like,
to
how
have-
Titanic is Titanic?
I mean,
Like, would we have enough rope for me to lower
And
the
also he
line
flies.
over the side?
no.
Okay.
Just as a little minor
We're talking
thing.
like you're walking like downtown, like skyscrapers up, compared to like your boat
Yeah.
to the side of this thing. Like the fog
Wait a
parts.
This asshole flies.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you guys don't.
They're just carrying me up. I'll go limp
And I'll just go limp on the deck.
any moment.
I mean, you teleport and he flies and we're relatively small.
Okay, she doesn't teleport. She can just climb walls.
Oh, okay.
I can teleport within water, but I've used my use of that.
For money.
And also, I can only... It's only a one-way thing, and it doesn't say I can bring
If
anyone with
we
me.
really need to get people up, you could spend a bit of range and yeet us up with the water jet. And then we just throw ourselves off the end at the end.
Yeah, but I think she used both of those uses.
You recover rain by eating food, and they start with 3 rain.
Neat.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna...
Yeah, it says I can go through stone and earth, but it doesn't say anything about going through wood.
Well, is it made of wood?
I don't know.
An ancient relic of the architects.
Could be made out of anything.
Yeah, I assume
really.
with metal.
But probably metal. Could be made out of anything. Specifically metal, though. He'll probably be London during the Blitz.
So...
I guess after examining it around and seeing that there's no anchors from the side, there's no holes to go through. I guess the only way to go into it is upwards. So I guess we could start investigating, seeing whether
Well, if you wanted, I could use a shaped charge.
To do what?
open it up probably.
Oh boy, I don't think we should blow up our giant new ship.
Half of us can just go up. Just do that. Here, tie a rope around me. You grab one end, you grab the other, and we'll just go up. And then we'll come back for you, and we'll just go up. We don't have to poke a hole in anything. This is easier than it would have been. Half of you can just go up the ship. This is really easy.
I think the thing is that they wanted to do it all in one trip and didn't think about the fact that we could just come back. I think that's why they wanted to do
They don't want to do it in more than one trip. What do they have to do? Add another day that they're going to waste before they die? Let's do 2 trips. None of you are getting any younger. Let's go.
It's kind of a Boover tradition to at least suggest the opportunity of using explosives in any circumstance.
And then we make 2 trips and go up.
2 entire trips.
I'll leave Will and the Vork to watch the ship.
Oh.
I guess that horse. A delicious, delicious horse. What do you feed that thing? Apples?
Note to self: find a guard for general principle for the.
Find a guard.
Find a crew.
Just a guard. Find a guard for nothing. Just, we need a guard. For what? Doesn't really matter at this point.
Why wouldn't you want a guard? Okay, we get on board.
What are you doing about your ship?
Anchor it. You know? Lower the anchor.
Okay.
Like a ship do.
And the other
Could
ship
you
is
respond in a way that doesn't make me feel like that was the bad option? Like, you stared at Peter dead on,
What
had
do you
your
think?
hands like this, and like 4 heartbeats went by before you were like, okay.
That's like it's like. Are there any traps? And like rolling off camera, like looking at the die very carefully, going up, grinning for a second, and then saying, "Well, you don't notice any."
No. For me, it's less is more. It's like letting absolute dead air happen while you stare them down, and then go,
That tracks.
okay.
well, I mean, the Titanic ship is drifting, but it's not drifting fast enough that if you guys are relatively quick, you won't outpace your boat.
this ship.
And just tie a rope around it. Like, tie the rope to the ship. Like, just hammer in a nail.
So we had a harpoon. Just kidding.
We also don't have harpoons.
Oh,
Not
I'm
yet.
sure we do. If not, we can.
One of the
probably put
gear
it together.
options was harpoons, and no one took it.
Okay, we don't have a big harpoon that like fires out of the ship, but I mean, we could probably get a spear or something equally.
Okay, so you guys fly up.
And
Yep.
climb up.
Are there any limits to your flight?
I mean, it's an elf-made artifact thing made for the Fellowship move, so technically not. I
Okay.
don't know.
So you go up, and eventually you reach the top of the ship. It's large and smooth, but ornately carved, just with scores and scores of decorative brass work and intricate carvings and sculptures. And then a very, I say small platform with a little cabin on it, but the small platform is like bigger than your ship.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the deck. We go and investigate, I suppose. As the goblin says, tearing apart the shingles for money or something.
Nah, they don't do that.
So how are you approaching? You're flying,
Yes.
carrying a rope.
I mean,
holding-
we bring them on board, plunk them down. I guess we just walk towards them.
Also,
right?
I don't think we need more than one person to carry each person. Like,
It doesn't matter whether we take 1 trip or 2 trips. Unless it does. Then we all get away or something.
well, like
Who-
if we leave someone up here alone, then they might get like captured or disappeared, right? But like he's a goblin, so he's tiny. And like I don't know how big he is. He's probably fat.
A
though.
dwarf.
Yeah, you're probably dense. You probably do need 2 people to carry you.
Human weight, if not size.
So you drop off the Goblin King and then you go for
Yeah.
Hoover?
Yep.
Okay. You need to pay a price as you hit the trap.
What is the trap?
The
Not
trap?
Context for the pricing thing.
So the trap is when you land on the deck, ports open up in the wall that has the door and pelt you with arrows.
Oh, I'll just let the arrows hit me, and I'm, what's the term I'm looking for? Dead.
Masochistic.
I'm literally tough as nails because I'm a goblin, so
Okay.
they'll just go into me and I'll be fine.
Okay.
So I'll just knock off use of tough.
And you guys see this happen.
I'm like staring up at you two because you're flying / floating with my arms up like this, like. Couldn't have dropped a sack down?
We didn't think about it.
That would be 3 trips.
I'm also not flying real quick.
I know, you're like just there, but it's just like.
I guess next time we should let, Marilla check because, she'll be fine with those arrows.
Yeah, they just go through me and hit whoever's behind me.
Exactly. So you've got the enough weight to trigger the traps.
How many times has this happened to you? We're like, no! Oh.
Like,
Get down, sir.
I'm going to assume I can take hits for people and be fine, because, like, that's kind of the reason I didn't have blood be my lowest stat.
Blood.
But, yeah.
And I'll start pulling out arrow one at a time.
So we go for Poover. Yeah. They go. Put him behind the Goblin King in case there's a second trap of arrows.
Okay, well, the arrows shoot again,
lifts.
so someone pay a price.
Oh, I'll do it. Yeah, Boomer just ducks and holds up his, and he's behind his armor. So he's got like the leather with scraps of metal, and it just takes the shots.
Okay. So this is a hidden trap. If you damage that stat, it turns off. But until you damage that stat, it will continue to make people pay a price.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to probably deal with that.
Okay.
Can I see where it came from?
Yeah, it's very visible.
Look closely.
And
Like it's hard to notice at first because of all the ornate statuary, but once you see like the holes open up and the arrows come out, you can.
because my water jets have the reload tape, which means I can only use it in every scene. But this is like a new scene, so I can
Yeah.
use that.
This
again,
is a new
right?
scene, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to grab some of the arrows and just fling them right back into things to damage.
So
the
you're just gonna
mechanisms.
trash the machinery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish them.
Overcome.
Oh yeah, you'd be overcoming.
Because remember, these are a threat, so you want to overcome a threat.
Got a 4.
There it is.
Cut.
Or I got a 3. Wait, no, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the cut I'm going to throw at you is that as you pick up the arrows, you guys didn't know this because the goblin was so tough he just shrugged them off, but they are poisoned. And you need to damage a stat.
Do I?
No, because you
I'm
use
good,
tough
I'm good.
to avoid it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a type of damage that would actually hurt me. I'm going to damage Grace and say that I'm like all like
Woozy.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're
but
just
the trap is.
getting wrecked on the job? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, Poover's always kind of wrecked on the job.
I mean, I don't count what he does as work.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to analyze
Long way
this
down the aisle at you.
to figure out how do I break this with my great builder stat. So I just ask that question when I analyze architecture or engineering.
Okay. It's not a complicated mechanism. It mostly relies on catching you off guard. There are a series of pressure plates on the deck, and then there are simple arrow chutes that open up and fire. You could avoid the pressure plates by dancing around, or you could jam shut the arrow holes if you could get close enough. I mean, really, if you could get up to the trap itself, you could very easily just disable it.
I got this. Prover is just like, be prepared to duck. And he's just gonna basically just load like skitter dash across the deck and just sort of like burst through the machines.
Okay, you need to pay a price to do that.
I think I'll take a point of wisdom damage.
How are you justifying that?
Basically, this is a terrible, terrible idea, and he is going to be very kind of riled up from doing this, and especially from the arrows sticking out, and it's going to he's going to be a bit more reckless than usual,
Okay.
especially when he's on the building ship. It's kind of a big deal.
And then when you get to the trap, what do you do?
Prover's basically his plan was just to sort of charge, and he was kind of relying on his clear the path. So so he's just basically knocking the machines over and jamming stuff from his tunneling gear into it.
Okay. So you take out your pickaxe and just...
Yeah, he's got pythons. Like
Okay.
that's perfect for this. Like it's literally what you'd use. So you just jams them in so they can't be reactivated.
Okay. The trap is disabled.
Actually, I'm just gonna say I use tunneling gear because that makes more sense, doesn't it? As a paid price.
Okay, I guess we look around, see whether there's anything else here that might be triggering or what have you.
Okay.
guess look closely what we have. We've got.
Don't you have a move for analyzing tech?
Yes. About how do I break this or how do I repair this? So yeah, I got a 9. So I find one of the answers out in the hard way. And so is something hidden out of place? If so, what looks suspicious?
Nothing is out of place. Everything is as it should be right now.
Okay. So
But I mean, do you want to?
Yes.
What's your intent with that question? Because like, the arrow trap isn't out of place. It's as it should be, but it's a hidden threat. So if
yeah,
you're
I mean,
asking,
if there's anything else out here that might be similarly trapped, or I don't know, if there's something waiting to spring up on us, pretty much.
so your question is more: are there like hidden mechanisms or
Yeah.
traps around?
Yeah.
Okay. The door is alarmed.
Okay. So what's going on here? Is this just a drift because it's like an old thing, or did someone is there more to this? Like, did someone use it recently? Is there, I don't know, more hidden people or something?
It doesn't look recently used, but this ship itself, you can tell because you're an architect, is hundreds of years old.
Mm-hmm.
And things don't stay, I mean, even grand works of the architects tend not to stay in perfect working condition forever. So it's likely that someone is putting some effort into maintaining this.
Okay, so there's probably someone here. Yes?
What do you think, Captain? What do we got?
Well, it's an old ship, but someone's probably maintaining this. Not sure, don't see any evidence of them, so.
I mean,
What were the arrows made of?
Wood.
I'll pick up a wooden arrow.
Yeah.
What's the lifespan on a, tree?
Wait a minute. So Hoover is going to take a quick look at the arrow, and then he makes like a quick sign, and he sort of folds something up to his chest. I haven't actually picked my one piece of gear yet, and I realized I had picked it.
Mhm.
The one possession you hold most dear.
Yeah.
It's a basically he's going to command it. It's a family heirloom. Lets me command lore for the topic for the rest of the scene because it was part of the culture.
Okay.
Neat. Command lore.
Yeah. This is the vessel. This is the black ship of the Iron.
So you know of it. Tell us more.
It's the only ship in which my people failed. They mutinied. It was said that there was a group of them who had come across some sort of hidden something about the wall. But they had tried to rebel and destroy it. The ship was cursed. The defenders, those loyal and those who wished to undo all the good that your people had done, had fought aboard the ship. And some escaped, but those who had remained behind were said they would be wandering. The ship would be wandering for all the days. There's no spirits rest here underneath the deck.
Okay. So do you think we should leave this ship behind, or should we deal with the spirits here?
All of these sound like excellent lootable qualities.
Minus being haunted, but
Meh.
'Tis cursed, but 'tis your decision, Captain.
we're all in this together. It's our
layered.
decision.
Oh, Poorer just rolls his eyes at that, like that. What he just stated there was just complete nonsense and nonsense. But he doesn't say anything because it's the air saying it.
Are we still talking about whether we're going to go in the ship? Because of course we're going to go in the ship. Right?
Yes, but the situation has changed. There are potentially ghosts in here.
Ghosts are cool. They can't hurt you. They're ghosts.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone being hurt by a ghost ever.
Ghosts are. They're more water than water. They're just nothing.
Okay.
I mean, maybe there's more arrows in there, but.
You've nie seen the effects of a curse.
Well, there's that.
What
too.
about a spectre?
I have no idea what he just said. It's like music.
Yeah, same here. I was waiting to see if someone else would explain.
The
He said, what if it was expected? We expect it.
a spectre.
We respect it.
Smack you about your heat. You know, like a ghost, except they have an endless thirst for living. Draw the warmth out of your limbs.
I mean, that sounds
Form-
awesome, right?
Form.
An endless thirst for living, so we can just party with it. I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
stop
suck
fucking
so
with you.
hard our limbs are gonna go limp. That's okay, yeah.
I'll
let's
stop
do this.
messing with you now, but I think it's fine, and even if they are there, we'll deal with it when we get there. It's fine.
Yeah, what's the
Look at
worst
this!
that
Look at this thing!
What's the worst that can happen to us? Nothing. We're fine.
Look at this giant boat. We need it. It's huge.
Okay.
I mean, if we manage,
Like I can go in and check for traps or whatever.
just imagine taking that whole pirate village and manning this one ship with them.
Yeah, they'll be
That'll
safe
be amazing.
forever.
Yeah, problem solved. Look at that.
Yes, except we'll have to move it there somehow. Well, okay. I guess we should explore. Just watch out for the door that's rigged.
How's it rigged?
Alarms will go out and different things might come out of that. So.
Okay,
Unfortunately, that was the question that was answered the hard way.
Ding! Okay.
Yeah, so you know that it's alarmed and you know that it's gone off, but the rest of you, it's like nothing is noticeable is happening.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find it out the hard way. What's it gonna call?
So, do you want me to go in and like check for traps before you guys walk into the things?
Sure.
I think this is a terrible idea, but go ahead. I'll back you up. Say the word and I'll come running.
Okay. Let's go this way. And I'll walk up to a door, and then I'll through the crack under the door.
Okay. So you go in and you enter into the first room, which is the top of an ornate staircase that descends down and down and down. It just slowly plunges into darkness. It's all brass and chrome and extremely ornate, highly decorated marble stairs. And what happens next is we do something that is similar to a long journey, but instead of setting a scene, each person is going to set out an obstacle in your path. An obstacle requiring at least one roll to get past. I will go first, and I will say that the first obstacle that you encounter is this staircase, which as you descend down, you realize has been not as maintained as well as the arrow trap was, and there are large swaths of it that are now missing, potentially from disrepair or potentially intentional as a way to ward off intruders. But either way, there are large gaps.
So, did I let them in?
Did you? This is
Okay.
the first obstacle. I don't know if you let them in.
Yeah, I was gonna let them in, but then I was like, am I going on my own though? Yeah, okay, I'll let you guys
Yeah.
in.
So this is the first obstacle, and we each go around and present one.
Are there handrails?
Yes,
Can we just slide down the handrails?
you can.
Yeah. You can slide, I can fly, but they have to.
No, I mean like just slide down the handrails like a child.
I mean, I had a different solution because I have goblin-made weapons, and the Lord of Elia, along with the yo-yo, another one of my weapons is it's like a skateboard.
Marble is stoned.
So.
Oh, you make a path for us?
Yeah, I just dig. I could go right through
I'll just put
stone.
that board
Yeah, but I mean,
on
it's
that.
a spiraling staircase,
Oh, okay.
and then
okay.
parts of it are just gone. That's the problem.
I tunnel through the air.
See, I was envisioning this as like a really oversized staircase, and there was like big chunks missing from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a little bit different.
I don't understand why they can't also slide down the.
I imagine they could, but they'd have to make a getaway roll.
Yeah, I kickflip up onto the ship rail I made. Like I basically put wheels and hooks on it so I can go off masts and stuff, and I'll just
Okay.
grind my way down the rails.
Someone needs to make a roll because that's the requirement.
Yeah, all right. Hey, is anyone gonna help me out with this? Is anyone gonna spot me? Are you gonna be like flying by something and be like, I got you, buddy.
You got an angel
I
with
can
you.
go first, so that it's really slippery.
There you go. Goo it up
Okay.
Wait, you're rolling.
Devon, get away.
with hope. Woo! Hope, 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 hope. The fudge's getaway. Oh, with grace. Do I have it? Hey, it's -1.
Goodness gracious.
Neither of
8,
us agree.
7. So I get to choose. I get
Wow.
there quickly. I get there quietly. I'm gonna say I get there quietly, drawing no attention. No wait.
Avoiding any harm along the way.
I'm gonna get there quickly, avoiding any harm along the way.
Whee!
Okay,
So I'm just grinding along that rail.
so that's you.
Hoover.
Okay.
Just stand on my shoulders. I already got down.
Well, you didn't grab someone
Hoover.
else.
Hoover is actually just going to so there's like a big gaps between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How far is the drop?
Like a story or two.
Oh yeah, Hoover will just hang off the edge and drop. He's just gonna basically just use endurance to just not give, because badgers don't give a fuck.
So get away.
Does that use getaway or?
Because we move from one place to the other.
getaway or overcome.
I think overcome would be
Yeah,
a
so-
little bit more.
Sure. What did you roll?
I rolled a. What am I adding to overcome?
Blood.
Okay, 8.
8. So temporary solution or pay a price.
I'll pay a price.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take damage to Grace.
Okay.
He just messed up his ankle a little bit.
And I guess you're just floating
Lie
down.
down.
And you're just dripping down?
Yep.
Okay. So then someone else sets out an obstacle deep within the ship.
We come across a part of the ship that's flooded.
Okay. Huh.
I'm just gonna like keep walking forwards before I realize that no one's following me. Maybe, oh, right.
Oh no, water.
Okay. Oh, right.
What's poison water? Okay. I guess we should check whether there's any way to drain it, maybe. That would be...
I started cupping water in my hand and drinking seawater.
1, 2. Hey, it just makes me thirsty. 4.
Well, that'll work to your advantage because then you can drink more of the water.
That's kind of lethal to most creatures. Though I'm not really sure about goblins.
Goblins eat anything.
No, I just gotta fill the bucket up here and
Are
drain
you
it somewhere else.
sure it's lethal?
If you keep drinking seawater, you'll eventually die of thirst.
I've never heard of that happening.
Maybe you will. I don't think everyone does that. I've never met anyone that died from drinking seawater, and everyone I know drinks seawater.
Yeah, and the seawater goblins, before we lost contact with them, they did it all the time.
Why do I even bother? Alright, so yeah.
Eventually I'm going to get sick and start throwing up, so that was all a waste.
You can't eat anything like a goblin.
Not yet. I didn't take the move yet, Nicole. Also, even if I could eat anything, if I go to a buffet and eat too much, I'll still throw up.
Fair.
So you guys were traveling through corridors mostly up until this point.
Yep.
All of which are, again, like everything here is extravagant. And it funnels and opens into the top of an atrium that leads to a ballroom. And that whole ballroom is all flooded. And all of the doors going out are on the lower levels. And you can also, because like the lighting in here isn't that great. There are some like semi-magical sconces that are flickering and illuminating. You can see that there are a couple shapes moving within the water as well.
Marilla, could you check those out? See whether they're friendly or...
Oh yeah.
They are eels.
Are they electric eels?
No, but they are bitey eels.
How big are they?
Big enough to do damage.
I'm gonna wrestle it. I'm gonna wrestle one of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna try to eat it.
So you're going to hold your breath, which you can do for
Like
up
an
to
hour.
an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are going to try and wrestle an eel to nullify that threat, as the rest of these deal with a submerged ballroom. So that would be overcome.
Oh, yeah, your digesting enzyme.
Yeah. Plus
I kind of owe her, and I don't want her to die. So Hoover is going to head in and basically
no,
just...
don't do that.
No?
I can't really be noticed if I'm in water.
Oh,
So.
yeah, good point.
I basically,
Good luck.
yeah, I'm really good at being stealthy in the water.
Yeah.
So. Never mind. Come help me. Well, I was rolling overcome instead of other stuff, so
So did you roll a 6 or minus?
yeah, I rolled a 5.
Early game. Early game.
So you think that you are being stealthy, but the eel notices you because it is also an aquatic creature and it is used to people like you, and it lunges at your face.
I mean, you'll be fine, right?
Oh yeah.
She doesn't... Do you have wobbly?
Yeah, I do have wobbles.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, unless it's a threat to the world or something.
But Juno, because you are more attuned to this structure than others, and maybe you as well, because you know the stories.
You cover.
At this moment, there's almost like a shift in tone within the ship. Like nothing you can really put your finger on. Like maybe the lights flickered a little more. Maybe there's a bit more of a resonant quality, but something is a little different.
I just felt a chill upon my grave.
So what does wobbly do?
Complete vulnerability.
Wobbles, you cannot be harmed by most physical weaponry, only delayed or distracted. Spears sink into you, swords chop you apart, blunt force splatters you around, but none of it leaves lasting harm, and you easily reform yourself. Threats to the world and attacks with the area, burning, dangerous, or necrotic tags can damage you normally. But yeah, I actually can't be hurt by just normal attacks.
So it's not hurting you,
but
but
can
it's
delay
definitely
things.
delaying and occupying you
Yeah.
and underwater. And this is like a good 15-20 minutes now.
So I guess I'm looking around, seeing if there's any sort of release valve, in case, something like this happens, whether there'll be something for the water to drain with. So I guess I'll take a look closely for
Need
this.
help with anything?
Well,
Oh, I cannot be grabbed, tied down, or restrained. So what is that?
But you're delayed, right? So
Yeah.
basically what happens is it charges you and it smashes through you.
Oh, so
And
I'm kind of disappearing.
you're
a
all
little bit.
dispersed, and then you start trying to pull yourself back
Yeah.
together.
That
yeah,
makes sense.
there are some threats that could say the rook or whatever that can grab you and take you away. Well, you can't because you cannot be grabbed.
Yeah, I'm small and see places you can't. Well, what do you want to check out?
Well, we'll give us some release valves in case, you can drain the room perhaps.
Yeah, alright. I'm working with you.
Yes, we'll hold.
I'm not rolling dick.
I rolled a 7. 3 questions, but find one of them in the hard way. So, is anything hidden out of place?
Give me your 3 questions so I can decide which one is the hard one.
Okay, so we want to find some release valves, drain the water from here, if there are any. See what else is here other than those eels. If there's some other traps or there's something else wrong. Also what's going on here. So what's the shift in the ship? Is it related to this one? Can we see anything about it? Yes. You find the release valve, and then Goblin King pulls it and gets sucked out, and now you're separated.
This sucks.
Okay, so your first question is release valve.
Yep.
There's not a valve per se, but you can tell by the way the water is interacting with some of the doors that some of them lead to submerge, like equal pressure situations, and other ones lead to areas where there's a pressure differential, meaning if that door were to be kicked open or smashed open, then the water would flow out through there.
Yeah, I figured. Then we'll have to deal with someone somewhere else being flooded.
Hey, you want me to smash open that door?
Might as well.
Okay.
Again, hobbit size compared to your big dragon man size. I'll just put my fists up in the air.
Well,
and
it's sorry,
Underwater.
they're underwater, like spread around. So some of those doors you can tell.
Plump, plump, plump,
Let's
plump.
finish the questions
Oh,
first.
sorry.
You got a hard cut coming.
So is there anything else that's like hidden other than those eels here? And what's going on with the ship shifting? If we can see anything from here.
Okay. The one you find out the hard way is there is something else here. It is an undead badger person behind you.
Shit.
Oh my!
One of the black crew.
I take out my sword and keep them busy with parry, counter, thrust.
Oh, that's mean.
Well,
The one-on-one thing is just it's just.
Oh, so you're just fine.
yes, I rolled a 10 plus instantly without
Yeah.
rolling.
I mean, it just keeps it busy.
Yeah.
And as for your last... Okay, so what is your last question?
Like, can we figure out anything about the ship shifting that we felt in this room, or is it something that's beyond here that we cannot really discern?
It's beyond here.
Okay.
Okay, so you were smashed apart by an eel. You've drawn your sword and are fighting with a necrotic, decaying badger person.
Yep.
Prover. Go ahead.
No.
And the Goblin King was
When-
smashing the door.
One
When he sees the undead badger, basically Prover goes crazy and he goes, "Oathbreaker!" and he just foam starts coming and he basically just goes completely apeshit on it.
Okay.
All right, Poover's got this handled.
Finish them.
Yeah, he's busied.
Yeah.
He won't be after this. Are you working with?
Oh wow! Yeah, I guess I'm working with, so I'll take a hope.
Jesus Christ, people.
I get a 9, so I think that
You
is
damage a stat.
a stat.
Okay.
What are its stats?
Its stats are shadows. It can only move through the shadows and cannot form in total darkness or total light. It also cannot touch anything off the ground or in the light. It can only be harmed by fire and direct sunlight. And hunger, when it deals damage, it gains armor.
Well then, I guess we cannot damage it then.
Oh, well,
because we-
definitely damage that set that says it can't be damaged by any sunlight. Definitely do that one.
So
first.
I can't do anything then to it.
You go right through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you communicate to me the fire thing? Technically, I should already know that because we have open access to the stats. But maybe you could yell that out, and then we can straight off.
Well, I think you're doing the door first.
No, I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
anywhere near any door. I was literally right beside you when the zombie attacked. I have gone nowhere because it's underwater.
Well then, Poover, maybe you should communicate that.
I was talking to you. Are you gonna do any of that?
No, actually, and for in-character reasons, I don't think that.
You know that?
No, I think Poover would just be too freaking.
Berserk.
Yeah, he's.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see him attack it and go through it
Yeah.
as if it is just a sentient shadow.
Well, I'm not getting close to that. Sorry, Poovy.
So that was goblin alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
check you.
thrown, dangerous, and burning.
Okay.
Are you
So he's-
using this on the shadow or
Yeah.
the door or what?
So dangerous means that it's an area attack, and it also will just wreck the environment. And it's burning, so it's going to set everyone on fire.
Okay. Good thing you guys are near some water.
Yeah. So I am working with the heiress, who is keeping it distracted.
Yep.
Infect you with blood. Hey, 10 plus.
Murder.
So what does that do to Poover?
Fuck him.
I guess
Poover,
you
you
damage a stat.
Let me take a look at that tag.
Obviously, there's some damage coming your way. Hard to count.
Dangerous. Count as area weapon. I mean, yeah, there's a chance you might get damaged if you don't want to. Yeah, you're probably going to take damage. Whoops.
As you coalesce underwater, you come together just in
Stars.
time to see the
Oh, no,
eel.
no, actually. His reaction is going to be kind of amusing.
The eel is coming at you again. It's just coiling around. It was waiting for you to come back together, and it's just smacking at you.
Okay.
Overcome. Keep it busy. Get away.
I'm going to sit perfectly still and let myself sink some because I actually become invisible underwater. So I'm hoping it'll, because I'm invisible and also sinking, I'm hoping it won't know where I am.
And then an explosion will spook it.
Okay, so you're gonna have to get away to do that.
Okay. What is... Oh, I roll 3 and take the lowest. Because that's damage. I got a 6.
For getaway?
Yeah.
So, nope.
Okay, so it is going to smack you again, and you disturb. And again, you feel that sort of intangible change in the atmosphere worsen.
Hey, so Poover, you're on fire.
Yeah, being on fire is not fun.
Oh,
So
right, you are on fire.
I've damaged a stat,
Okay.
and I'm going to. Poover is obviously going to head to the. Now that he realizes that he's dead and that he's on fire, and also that he's carrying large amounts of alcohol and explosives, he's going to very quickly head into the water and basically just. I think he's just going to start getting the busy eels, not by virtue of them like that being an intentional plan, but just sort of being a side effect of
But just dropping in.
dropping in because the alternative is exploding.
Okay, roll it.
I guess I'm working with you because you're trying to be stealthy.
Sure.
Oh, excellent. Boxcars.
Okay. So, yeah, the eel was very intent on destroying the water person because the eels actually know how to kill water people. You just smack them until they eventually die. But it is... You almost fall on top of it through the water and knock it through and pin it beneath you as you flail around, extinguishing your fur. And you're still keeping the terror busy?
I mean, it's dead because he rolled a 10 plus, which means he finishes them.
Oh, right. So what are you two up to then?
Okay, so the eel's out of the way, and what happened? What was that explosion? Did that blow the fucking floor out of this place and start draining the water?
I mean, it's a lot of marble, and so there's the submerged ballroom, and then there's the door atrium area where you guys were at, and then the thing snuck up behind you in the hallway. So you turned around to throw the explosive at it.
All right. Well, in that case, you're safe, and you're safe.
I mean, they're
Well,
in the water with eels,
yeah.
so quote unquote safe.
We got nothing past me.
No, I guess I just fly back to the middle of the room and take assessment of the situation. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really here.
Okay, you finish keeping the eel busy, and now it is going to attack you. So that is coming your way.
Okay.
And you are in the water. You are invisible on the bottom of the floor.
I'm going to react to that then. If an eel's coming at him, I'm going to throw my yo-yo and try to pull the eel off course with overcome.
Okay.
We're underwater.
Okay. I imagine you guys like jumping in and out of the water in the fight 'cause it's like a mashy fray, right?
I mean, that eels
underwater.
kind of go along the surface when they attack, don't they?
Well, I mean, you described it as
You
me
you
jumping in
landed
and
on
sinking,
it. You
right?
kept it busy. It got free, and now it's
Oh,
turning
okay.
around and coming for you.
All right.
So yeah, I will overcome. Can I roll with hope with you? I damaged you though. Did that break our bond? Did we only
No,
have one?
actually,
Yeah, you should break that bond
Yeah.
because that's actually a thing in the.
because you damaged him. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Though I have a really good one to make up. Oh, but I'll explain.
Yeah,
it.
we can forge a bond later. So I cannot help but respect whoever Ice Claw gets damaged. Anyway, rolling with hope to overcome and save your ass. What the fuck is overcome? Blood? 9! So, pay a price taking 10 plus result or create a temporary solution. I will pay a price and snap the yo-yo.
Okay.
And I'll yank that thing way too hard, snap my yo-yo, and it'll like pull it off course out of your way. I only have 3 weapons left.
Okay. So he defuses that threat that's coming at you.
I'm going to, as the eel. How many eels is there? Are we only involved with
There's
one? Right
one
now?
big one.
Okay. The eel's being yanked off course, I'm going to lash out and grab onto it and try to finish it.
Okay. With your acid touch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to disable it until we get away. About 9.
Okay.
Damage.
So I guess I gotta get better at telling you its stats. It has the stats slippery as an eel and piercing jaws.
I would like to get rid of the piercing jaws. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'll grab its mouth and be like,
My teeth are melting.
I really want to make friends with the seal.
Well, you want to throw money at it now?
Yeah, right?
That's also.
a good way of.
I mean, it's always an option that's on the table, but that isn't the tack that you guys chose to go with.
No.
But
I'm really good at finishing them through murder.
I finish people through knocking them out the best way, and then we can talk to them afterwards, but I mean, it was fucking attacking me, so
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna.
Though, to be fair with Goblin King, I put my only +1 in Wisdom, so I could finish them by showing them the error of their ways, and they
Bad you.
stop being
Smack,
friends.
smack.
But I mean, you don't need to finish them to forge a bond with them and make them your companion.
Don't I?
Defeat means friendship.
Okay.
Oh, villain.
So she grabs onto the eel, uses her acidic.
I grab
Claws.
onto the other eel as it thrashes out and just sort of hold it, basically just start tearing it with the claws, basically just relying on absurd endurance once again, because
Keep them busy. Because again, you need to create
Oh,
an
we need to
advantage
create an-
before you can finish them.
I thought we just
Well, there's one eel,
yeah.
and she's dissolving its head.
Yeah.
So I think that's enough of an advantage if you're going to tear it apart.
I think I'm gonna tear it apart.
I mean, it seems like a pretty clear narrative advantage to me.
I mean, like, you spend an advantage when you finish them, but you can always look into that after the session.
Okay, so the other way to say it would be now it's free because it's like blasted its head. In that case, Prover just grabs onto it with its claws and holds it close so that it can't.
Okay.
Do I have a hope?
Well, you're working with people that you have bonds with, so yes.
Well, are you?
That was still pretty terrible, but
Yeah, you're working with
7.
So damage. If that's
Okay.
finished them, yeah.
So you damage its other stat, which takes it out.
And I have to pay a price, or
No.
It's on
Right.
six or lower. I make a cut. So when you finish them, 10 plus, you just straight up take it out.
All the stats.
and what's the penalty for overcoming from 7 to 9 or whatever?
Okay. When you overcome, you have to pay a price or create a temporary solution. But when you're finishing them, if you roll 7 to 9, you damage one stat. If you do 10 plus, you damage all of its stats.
Ah, okay.
So yes, you overcome the eel. Or finish them. What did you roll with? Iron? Did you outlast them?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
So
the
you
eel's
grab
second
onto
out.
it and just tire it up.
Yeah.
And it eventually just collapses. Okay. So you guys have
Good
defeated
job.
the eel.
We have a what? A free eel?
Well, I mean, you do. He didn't kill it.
Yeah, I think
It's tuckered out. If you want to have it Beastmaster,
Yeah, give it here. I'll make friends with it.
so. Right now, though, there's kind of an obvious thing of Prover being underwater. Did I hear the thing about? Did you say anything about the pressure differentials in the water, or did you not say anything?
I guess we can. Sure. Like, okay, now that we dealt with this, we should take down one of the doors, drain it so we can march on. I think there's enough volume in the ship that we'll just go down somewhere where we want.
Yeah, Prover heads to
Can eels live not in water? If we're wanting the eel to be alive, we need water.
Prover
Yeah, just dip it
is
in water a bit. It's fine.
Prover is not really paying attention because he is literally at this moment underwater. So he is going to head towards one of the doors with the open
Okay.
pressure differential and dig through it.
Okay. So you claw into the wood. As soon as you get your grips in there and open a bit of a hole, the water pressure does the rest of it, and it smashes through, taking you along with it.
Fair enough.
So the
Hoover
water starts to drain, and Hoover goes shooting down a hallway.
Bye, have a wonderful time.
On the other side of this door.
I guess we'll have to find Poover again.
He gets separated from his crew a lot.
I mean, he likes diving headfirst into everything, including that specter.
Keep in mind, I was kind of in a situation where I was literally couldn't breathe.
Swing
Oh, yeah.
upwards. Okay. Well then, I guess I look over the spectral remains. Is there anything left there, or is it just burnt out part of this?
You don't
ship?
see any remains.
No. Oh well. At least we know how to deal with them. So that's good. Come on, let's find Poover.
All right, let's go.
Woo! So I guess next
It's like
leg.
these are your people's ship.
Yeah, seems that way.
Is this like an entire house inside of here?
Like we're in a ballroom. A ballroom.
I mean, yes. We did used to build big ships back in the day. So their communities could live in those.
So it seems excessively big.
I mean, we're nothing but excessive. Now it's a show that, if you really know your stuff, that you can build it, or you have multiple builders working together to make it. And then, you parade it around. Show what the, smart person you are for building something so big. So,
Prover would add in more lore from the command thing here, but he's a little busy.
I mean, you can still command lore even if you're somewhere else.
The people who came here were the most hubris-filled of the builders, and eventually they built this giant ship more and more and bigger, and that was one of the reasons they decided they wanted to tear down the wall.
So like a city of 1,000 worlds. Oh, Valerian.
So you guys managed to find Poover at the end of a hallway, sort of knocked up against a wall. And someone sets the next obstacle.
Prover is going to suggest, can we take just two things real quick?
Here?
You killed the thing, right?
Oh yeah. Not a lot's gonna live through that.
So she's like smoking and like drowning and
Good times.
well done.
Thanks.
Shakes, he offers an actual things.
Yeah, sorry about the
Take-
the whole exploding thing.
Taking a singe to kill a mortal betrayer of my people is a small price to pay. I do need a drink. So yeah, Prover will quickly
Take a swig.
take a swig and like
This would be a time to have some food and get back some of your rain.
yeah.
I mean, I think we can only have a bite to eat between scenes and so on.
Yeah,
Also-
you have to be in like a safe spot or a friendly
Room for breaking
community.
bread?
Filling your belly.
Yeah, between
Oh,
scenes.
between scenes. Yep.
What about drinking?
I mean, if it's slow, if it's slow healing, then it also takes between scenes. If it's just healing, you can just use it whenever. I think.
Oh, I have healing.
Yeah, healing but not slow.
For what ails me? Ails me.
Because I have like poultices which are healing and slow, so they need that.
Anything that's drunk, it counts as healing for me. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'll just drink some alcohol.
Okay.
In fact, I'll drink 2 alcohols.
Chug, chug, chug.
Actually, I'll drink 1. Prover still has damage sense.
Okay. We'll set another scene.
All right, what's the next obstacle? The water one worked out great.
How about an engine room that's kind of tight and we'll have to be squeezing through it because, everything's meant to be working tight here. And we're carrying a lot of stuff on us.
As long as it requires a roll.
Yeah. Well, I don't see any other way but through here, and I think this was made for smaller folk. So.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Same.
Yeah,
Thinner folk. So you'll be fine, but the rest of us.
What was that qualifier you put out at the end of the smaller folk? What was that again?
Thinner.
I think that he was calling Hoover fat.
Well, goes without saying. Look at his name. I'm just saying, if I saw a small child named Hoover, I wasn't imagining like a beanstalk.
The broad folk tend to fit towards being a wee bit on the stout side.
You're sturdy. Don't worry. So, Marilla, if you could scout ahead, and then we can squeeze through following you, I guess.
Sure.
So, I guess I'll roll Get Away with Grace to get us through. Ooh, that's a 5, so no.
Okay.
Don't worry, we can trust Juno to get us through there unscathed.
So you do not get there quickly, while avoiding harm along the way. So you injure yourself as you move through.
Okay.
We don't do that.
I'm going to say that I'm going to scorch my blood on some machinery.
You don't bring anyone with you, and you draw attention, which is also going to be the cut.
Yep.
You hear a chattering in the shadows, and out of it starts to form those same badger figures before. Only there's 4 of them this time.
Hoover, I think we've got company.
As expected. He basically sits and challenges them and kind of dares them to, come forward. The name of the Iceclaw family, your betrayal will be erased! And as they approach, he basically throws down a torch to the ground and sets off a charge.
In the engine room.
Yep!
Bold.
Bold strategy, Con.
Hope you roll high.
That is why he waited for them to come to him instead of throwing it.
Well, they didn't come to you.
Oh,
they just formed up in the shadows.
Oh, okay, well, thanks.
But we established that it's a tight, confined space. So if you
If you do an explosion, it's gonna hurt.
Oh well.
Roll high.
I sort of can't use claws on these things, so.
No, I have a plan.
What?
What was that?
I have a plan.
Just lighting your hands on fire.
That'll hurt him.
Oh, also, I'm drunk, so,
you roll with hope.
yeah, I roll with hope.
Okay.
So that is an 8, assuming it's blood.
Okay.
Damage something. Like the stat that means that they cannot be damaged except in direct sunlight and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That
I
means
think
they become
I've
physical.
created enough fire in this room and damage that I think
Okay.
that
You
is-
damage that stat on all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that there is also a threat coming to each of you, which is this explosion is set off a resounding cacophony.
Cacophony.
Thank you. And it is going to damage each of you as well.
Oh, I'll just let it happen. I'm tough.
Okay. So you use tough.
Is this just one hallway with no doors?
It's
on
an
the
engine
sides?
room.
An engine room.
So I just get slow motion blown back by the explosion, all ragdoll like, Wall, Family Guy crumple, get back up.
Is the furnace running? Is there a furnace? Is it running?
No, the engine is not running.
But there is like a furnace, right? What kind of engine is this?
You command lore about the ship. What kind of engines would it have?
And this was at the height of the builder's reliance on technology. The engine has been running continually for hundreds of years. It runs on the magic of this place.
It's a magical explosion.
Okay. That means I can't hide inside the engine because it's explosion proof. I don't really have a way to
Take damage.
yeah, so I'll just yeah.
Okay, take damage.
Yeah, also,
This is definitely like a dangerous thing or whatever.
also take damage. My sands get flashed or something.
Okay, but you damage one stat on each of the nightshades.
Yep, and I'll take out the invulnerability so that we can actually fight them.
Okay. And you're the only one who's on the other side of the engine room currently.
Okay.
All right. Are any of them nearby me?
There's one in each corner, so it depends on where you landed.
All right. I will pull out a piercing sword, and it's just a hunk of metal that I've basically welded and put together and stuff. And I will run up to one and try to stab at it.
Okay.
I suppose this. We probably don't have advantage right now because it's just the shock of what just happened. So I'm going to propose using my last cunning to take advantage of its shock.
Okay.
Boop. You guys are just blowing through my gear. Nope. I'm on my own, not with hope. Hey, that's a 10 plus. I finish it.
Okay, so you finish one.
Yep.
Stab
I'll
right
just
through it.
leap into action and just get rid of it.
And it just tears apart and dissipates into dust.
Everyone okay?
I'm like
Everyone
a
is
cartoonist
massive.
splatter mark on the ground.
You doing okay there?
It's like getting myself back together. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm pretty much immortal.
3 nightmaws all start whispering, but it's very difficult to make out what they're saying over the 1 ringing in your ears and 2 burning fire everywhere.
Okay, well, I guess I'll grab my sword and keep one of those in the one corner busy.
Okay, you start fencing with the shadow.
Yeah? Shadow fencing. Huzzah. You guys.
Yeah, I think so. We've got 2 that are unoccupied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoover is going to be rather psycho mode right now,
Okay.
so he's going to go after the. Actually, he's going to try and run up to the one that's being fenced,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just going to tear it from behind. Working with the laird.
Okay.
Nine.
So you damage it, which is enough to kill it. So you run at it. As you run towards it, it turns to you and just goes, leave. And then it's shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna run up and try swiping at it.
One of the unoccupied ones?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't have advantage or anything though.
So keep them busy. Do something to them.
I'm really bad at keeping them busy.
Because, I don't know, look closely at them. First, observe them.
Oh wait, yeah. I'm gonna walk up to one of them. The one that just said leave. No, it's gone.
It's dead.
A different one. I'm just gonna walk up to him and be like, "What do you want here, Spectre from the Beyond?" I make listeners can't see, but I'm making vague, mystical hand motions.
Watery wobbly.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do?
I want to.
Speak softly? Sort of?
I'm gonna speak softly. Yeah, I'm gonna speak softly
Quiet chat with
with
someone.
them. And I have you cannot be ignored. Spend one use to talk sense or speak softly with someone who doesn't want to listen.
Okay.
Perfect.
So roll it.
So that is plus wisdom. Nope. I'm rolling really poorly today.
I know,
I
right?
mean, on 6 minus you get one of the answers may be false. Was it helpful? So you asked 3 questions, but one of them is not helpful and one of them is false. Something like that.
Huh.
Interesting.
Well, I asked him what he wanted. And then,
What keeps you here? What are you doing?
yeah, so like, what do they want, and how can we help them? What should I be wary of when dealing with them, I guess, and what are they doing, and what will they do next?
Okay.
Half of these are.
One's not helpful, and one is a lie, but
And what are the 3 questions?
one of them is, what do they want, and how can we help them get it? One is, what should we be wary of when dealing with them? Another one is, what were they doing, and what are they going to do next?
Okay. All right. Ask them. In order. And like in character.
What do you want, Spectre from the Beyond?
Rest.
How can we help you rest? This is part of the same question, though. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, and how can we help them do it?
Kill me.
What are they expecting to do next? I think was the last one.
No, the next one is, what should I be wary of when dealing with them?
Turn around.
Is there something weird behind me?
No.
Okay.
But that's what it says.
Okay.
Your shoelace is untied.
What have you been doing here all these lost years?
Waiting.
Well, what were you gonna do next if we didn't show up?
Kill me.
Okay, guys, we're supposed to kill them. They want to die, so yeah. Got any more fire? Or at least this one wants to die. I shouldn't generalize. They might not all want to die.
Stereotyping is harmful.
Okay, I'm going to to finish the one I was keeping busy myself.
I sort of ganked that one.
Yeah, he killed it.
Aw. Okay, then any other that's singular?
There's 2. One she's talking to.
Well, then I guess I'll go to the other one to parry it.
Okay.
Parry, counter, trust.
Okay, you keep it busy. Now that you can hear them better, it says things similar to what the other one was saying to her. It says,
Remember to look behind.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. She goes.
Poover's gonna poover.
okay.
Which are you poovering? Hers or mine? It doesn't matter.
Well, no, I think that she's actually talking with one, and the primary kind of thing is dealing with the one on you because you're the captain. And she's kind of vulnerable. That would be an 11.
Okay.
Murder.
So you shred it.
Huh. It's not quite an honorable duel when I, started one-on-one, then you come finish it from the side. I think we'll need to
They're
discuss this.
specters who betrayed your oath to your people.
Well, we still should respect them, I think. I guess we'll have the last one. Yes, no.
You can have that, someone else can if they want. 'cause we're busy.
If you're not supposed to do murder, I'm just gonna hang out here.
Well, So your people, Poover.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Poover is.
I mean, you said you're in berserk mode, right?
Yeah, he's
So-
basically.
exactly.
Poover.
Yeah, while you talk with the thing, Poover runs up behind and starts clawing to bits.
Go for the jugular.
Yeah, 10 plus.
Okay. So you shred it. And the night moths are destroyed once again. And the explosion that you set off has wrecked and cleared this room enough that it is not quite so difficult to walk through anymore.
Well, that all worked out.
Somewhat.
Poover grabs another jug of alcohol and
I'll join
fills
you.
it down.
I take a drink for my fine drink.
Crumble up some
Drink
some
alcohol
more seaweed.
to restore his wisdom.
That will be fill your belly, but you can't. Yeah, unless
Oh,
you have
you
something
can-
that's healing. We're just using items.
I thought the drinks were the same thing as food, so I was like, okay, I guess
Nope.
we're doing this now.
I said a fine food and a fine drink. And also food's a separate thing. Okay. Who didn't set up a scene yet?
These two.
I think the
We ran into a swarm of specters.
I
That's
think
almost like cheating.
We just cut the chase.
no, I think the next room should be the. So how much of this do I set up? Do I just basically describe what it is?
As much as you want.
Describe an obstacle that has to be overcome with a roll.
But if you
Also,
want to
just-
embellish
just-
it, go ahead.
Just putting this out here too, as we're walking, I'm walking backwards.
Okay.
Looking behind us at all times now.
I mean, you just take one of your eyeballs and put it in the back of your head.
I don't have shape shifting, so I can't actually do that.
As we make our way into the hold, there is a bulkhead has been sealed, and it's outside are the countless, not specters, but actual like long dead bodies of the badgers and nobles fighting each other, and the bulkhead has to the inner sections of the ship has been potentially the bridge, I guess, or whatever, has been sealed off with ancient ruins.
So what's fighting
It's
each
not diggable. I'm going to say that. It's got to be.
I'm like, can't you just take this?
So like it's like a big magical door is the big problem.
Badger-proof door.
So I'm not going to just make a scene. Oh, you dig through it.
Yeah, ancient badgers and ancient heirs laying here. That's
All dead.
Okay.
All dead, and a big door that's got like runes on it that's sealed.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll look around at the corpse sealer. There are some insignia I could identify here for the families. And I guess I'll be working with you. Maybe you should be looking at the badges, see which families they're from. They carry insignia, they carry some, I don't know, ranks of office or something. Prover.
Their families have been struck,
Okay.
but yes, I know they're from. The ones who led the rebellion were struck from our records. Moved the repentant moved to other clans.
So I got an 8. So I'll find one of the answers out the hard way. I'm guessing specters. So there's something hidden out of place.
We could do something else.
There's something looks suspicious. And also... Again... I guess, what will happen if we unlock this bulkhead? Is there something hidden behind it? And... Let's ask about the corpses. How could they help us? How could they hurt us? There's something else here. Yeah.
Okay. I got my answers. You can ask them one at a time.
Oh boy.
Okay, so is there something hidden out of place? If so, what looks suspicious?
It doesn't look like any of these corpses are decomposing.
Okay, how could they hurt us? How could they help us? Those corpses here, they're lying about.
They're starting to twitch and get up.
Oh, fuck. Thanks, Mark.
So
I kind of wanted not the specters, but
So what will happen if
They're not specters, they're zombies.
Better.
What will happen if we open up the bulkhead? Is there some other surprise waiting for us there?
No, but with your knowledge of architect magic and whatnot, you believe that the runes that are keeping it sealed would also keep the undead out. So if you got through the bulkhead, you would be safe.
Okay. Well,
What's the plan?
we've got company.
Right, but what's the plan?
Either we hold them off, there's so many of them, or we just get through the door, I suppose. Somehow.
So if we get through the door, we're fine?
Yes.
I mean...
I'll take another bomb.
I guess I'll analyze the architecture here, the bulkhead. You know, how do I fix it? How do I break it? So, I don't know, how do we get through it? How do I activate it?
You handled anything?
You might be able to just unlock it yourself because you are an architect,
Okay.
but it would take you a little bit of time.
Okay, guys. Keep them busy, and I'll be wrestling with this door here. I'll start, feeding up the glyphs and turning the wheel around, I suppose.
Okay.
The wheel. You guys, I suppose.
Alright, what's the plan?
They're twitching and
Alcohol,
rising
the
to their
other
knees.
variety.
Drinking kind?
Firebomb.
Yeah, okay.
Smash!
Okay. I guess that has area and dangerous, right?
But dangerous is area. Dangerous is spicy area.
Okay. How are you going to smash bomb them without also smash bombing Juno? Or are you going to avoid smash bombing Juno?
I mean, you're looking at me with the Space Jam themes playing in my head. And I just imagine him like jumping off of Poopy's shoulders and slam dunking that bottle into the group of zombies.
Okay. So roll it.
What am I rolling? Is this overcome? Keep them busy? I don't know what we're doing. I just know I'm doing it.
I mean, I
You're
would
you're
argue-
overcoming. You're using the fiery bomb.
And I do
to
jump off your
defuse the
shoulders,
threat.
too.
Of course.
That's what blood, right?
But it's going to damage you.
Woo! 10 plus.
Okay. So
Dangerous,
you just
burning.
smoke the area. You manage to set all of the zombies and Juno on fire. It's not
Gonna cross off that
killing
bond.
the zombies, but it's like they're definitely preoccupied with the fact that they're on fire. They're smart enough to start rolling around trying to pat it off, so they're all dealing with the fire. You take damage and are on fire.
So that was my last bond with Peter.
The bonds that break us.
Oops.
My bad!
Fire!
You're part dragon, you'll be fine!
That's not how it works!
Fire cannot harm a dragon.
Command Lord! Command Lord! They're immune to fire!
So like goblins are like massive fourth wall breaking.
No, not at all. Not in a little way. Not anyway.
I should put out that fire. I wonder with what? Fine drink? No. What if I take my loads of cash and just drop it in my wound?
Fucking plug the burn wounds with cash.
Extinguish myself.
I'm out of bombs, so
I'm not.
Juno needs you to water jet him.
Because he's on fire for some reason.
You're gonna take damage though. It's
Am I
water
the-
jets are weapons. I mean,
You could just sort of walk up to
wait,
it.
I don't have water jets. Oh, to move you. Sorry.
Can't you just splash him and say
Hug me.
Yeah. I do actually have like spray a jet of water, so you'll go flying, but you'll not be on fire or hurt.
Okay, so
Just hug me.
So that requires you to.
no, because then I will get
No,
burned.
just let me fucking finish. So the water jet that knocks him all over the place like a goofball requires you to spend rain. Couldn't you just say that you spend rain to put him out?
Or water jet above me, so the
Oh
water
yeah, I can
falls
actually
onto
make rain. So you can just start
You just do that.
You get like the rain cloud directly above your head.
Let's do that. Sprinkle with water.
So did that not kill the zombies instantly?
No. Yeah. But they are kept busy, and you pop the hatch open.
Okay, let's get through.
Oh,
Oh, wait, we don't have to fight him. We just go. Let's go. Come on, let's get it.
We'll close it.
Hey, that worked.
Yeah, it worked. I'm gonna need a new suit.
And we're going to do get to the end part of this.
Woo!
So you guys pop through the hatch, and
I'll turn off the combat music. Sorry.
and it goes down to a long corridor that is strangely unadorned, that has a hole in the floor at the end of it.
What is it this time? Should we just chuck something explosive straight away in that hole before we enter, or
That might be like the control
could
thing.
be?
Well, why don't we just investigate it
Yeah.
stealth-like?
Yep.
Right?
I'll do this. And I'll go up onto the ceiling.
Mhm.
I'll walk over to it and
See
just
no
look
more.
look down the hole. What's under the hole? What's in?
Unfathomable treasure. It's just a giant cavernous room, just filled with riches.
What are you
Oh
seeing?
boy, there's nothing down here, guys. I'm just kidding.
What are you seeing?
A whole lot of shiny shit.
Like what?
Coins and gems and crowns and cups and
Okay. Is there anything useful down there? Or is it just like hoarder garbage?
Swords, weapons, armor.
swords, weapons, and armor. Also, though, this stuff can get anything you want, so it's infinitely useful.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the value of that stuff is only related to the person who's willing to take it.
Well, yeah, you probably couldn't go into a place and buy stuff with it, but I probably could.
I mean,
I'm not banned from
Well, yes, racism aside.
well, the problem here is that we're deep in the ship, and if we wanted to haul all of it, we'd have to spend like a week carting back and forth through the hole of zombies.
Can't we just, like...
Dig a hole from here outwards, I suppose.
Well, I meant, like, can't we just take the ship?
I mean,
Like,
yes.
just board up the rooms with zombies in it, and then just take the ship.
This place is under an ancient
Curse.
curse and has 1,000, supposedly
Well-
has over 1,000 specters on it.
You're saying it's under an ancient curse, but it was cursed because a bunch of rock folk killed a bunch of builders. But now a rock folk and like the rightful builder guy are coming together to work to save the wall, so it should break the curse.
Yeah.
That's like curses 101, right?
Yeah, just forgive him.
Yeah.
Can you though?
No, you forgive him for his people betraying you.
Well, that's
Do you?
Actually, since I'm commanding the lore about this, I guess what do I do? I roll sense or wisdom or
You tell us you command lore.
You can just tell us, and to me that makes sense.
Well,
like it was cursed
he
specifically.
pulls out
I
some.
thought I was almost certain Peter's like, but do I? I don't think I forgive your people
Out
for
of
this.
all of us, I think Poover wouldn't forgive his people himself.
Yeah, but
Tis nay my call to make if you are willing to forgive the ancient betraying of the oath.
Well,
I would nay, but if you wish to,
I don't think it's
as
the
the
time
rightful heir.
to take out the old grudges. I think they've suffered enough. And I think we know some people that could use this ship. The slaves. Probably could use a new home of their own. So if we use that, yeah. So in the name of the heirs of the great dragons of old, I forgive all of you for the trespasses.
Did it work?
Free now! Yay! Thank you.
Maybe I have to bleed a bit. Here.
I'll stick you in the thigh.
I was taking my scorch wound from.
No, I stab you in the thigh a little. Just a little.
Damage is tat.
No!
I have no,
I mean,
no idea if you
specifically
want to have
said.
this ship or not. So I have no idea if you want it, if that'll work, or if you want us to have this ship or not. So
We're gonna give it to
Command
slaves.
yeah,
Yeah, we're not keeping
I'm gonna
it.
keep this. This ship's enormous and a pain in the ass to get on top of.
But also,
I believe you'd have to, in order for you to be able to forgive the curse, you'd need to declare yourself captain of the ship.
Fine, and I
Oh, it's
rummage.
such a burden.
I rummage the treasure, find some of crown. Here, I take this ship as my own.
Oh, so you guys are in the treasure.
Oh!
Sure, fly down the treasure room.
how are you gonna
Okay.
see? Because only he's in the treasure now. We were all talking in the hallway. He
Okay.
decided to jump down.
Sure, I'm in the treasure room.
Okay, so you go down to the treasure and grab it.
Megatron style, you descend down.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in the treasure room. Oh my! And I'll snap sword and I know. Now I'm cursed here because I was so greedy.
No, it's fine. Continue.
Were you just fucking with him?
You don't
you
know.
explode with power.
So yeah, I take some crown here and I declare myself the rightful captain of this ship. But I don't know, being the only builder around here, I guess. By my bloodline, I claim thee. And now I forgive you, the crew of this ship, for betraying us. In my infinite, what do you call that?
Mercy?
Mercy. My infinite mercy, I forgive you.
I have to say, that was a really good forgiving speech.
You hear a sound from the shadows behind you. So touching. And unraveling from the treasure is the largest centipede you've ever seen.
Is it a good kind of centipede or...
There are no good kinds of centipedes.
Especially on that size.
I don't know.
This is fucking Ko the Face Stealer. You gotta deal with this.
And it is going to bolt right at you.
Very
Maybe we should do this next time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note.
Wait, so is this session ending?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, end of session.
Yes.
Oh, I guess we gotta do our thing. So, Tyler.
I was Tyler, the Overlord.
Peter?
Mark the dwarf.
Devin.
Nicole.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.
Thank you.